Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dreams of Silver and Stone here with Roll for Chaos. Sanon's here, but it's currently frozen. Oh, there we go. No longer frozen. It's been a while. Now we're here with just the five of us. Because, Stratful, who was incinerated and is gone. No longer exists.
What happened while I was gone? Jeez,
A
you
lot.
already lost
Don't
a
worry
lot.
about
You
it.
missed a lot.
You missed literally 6 months.
We'd need at least half an hour to get all of it.
I will give a very brief rundown of
If
some
only
of the events
there
here in this
was
moment.
someone on the channel who gave up recaps of what's happened each episode.
And if he happened to have a cool name like Badger or Jackal.
Badger?
I don't know. I was just thinking cool names,
Badger.
I was
Or
trying
like
not to-
if they, or even like they had like some kind of like D&D class name inside the their name or something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
Ranger was way before D&D. Gygax totally stole that from
Oh, for
Tolkien,
sure.
So
That's
just
true.
saying.
That's true. Rangers have been around a long time.
I mean, yeah.
So everyone, look at these beautiful faces. Look at this beautiful crew. I am so glad to see all of us in this space again. I am sad to see Strat not here, but I get to play with him still on Fridays. So
Yeah,
I'm
in.
happy about that. At some point in the future,
This is how you.
at some point in the future, we will be having another cast member join this crew again, as soon as they are available, of course. But in the meantime, we are going to go around this table. We're going to say, hey, what have we been up to? And what was the last thing your character remembers thinking? That is going to be our prompt for tonight for each one of you. So I'm going to start with the D6 roll as usual and see where we go. From here, we are going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Sanon, you're first tonight.
Wait, what was the prompt?
So what have you been up to since the last time we saw you? Anything that you are willing to share, of course. And what was the last thing you remember your character thinking?
Like what I did last as Sinan or
what you did last as Sinan, and then what your character was thinking.
Back home in Turkey for a month, which is primarily why I missed a lot of things. Usually I try to log in while I'm there, but other life things were happening. And now I'm in LA for like a semi-move thing. Long to explain. And also my film production and development company just launched like a week ago. So nice life events, exciting life events. Wish I was not running around all day and was more in a clear mindset to explain things in a better way. But yeah, I guess this is me a lot of the times anyway. And what was Patchy thinking? Last time I left him off in this game, I was thinking, the fuck, Crimson Mane, I better watch out for him, or the fuck is he asking me for help for? How is he not trying to stab me? Also, there's another Crimson Mane. I guess there. That's weird. Who else would be pretentious enough to have that name? Yeah. Also, I shouldn't leave my party, but the voice in the sky is clearly prompting me to leave, and this is a weird situation, so I don't know what to do. And apparently I'm now captured and tortured or something is what I've been told, so probably I'm also thinking ow.
That's a good thought, I suppose.
I'm thinking ow.
So we'll move on from there over to Nova. Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon's been adulting. It sucks. But Nova also kind of been adulting. Where did we leave off?
You and Clay had been heading out to meet the swamp witch.
Oh yeah, we were skipping up to Clay. Yes, Clay and I were gonna meet the swamp witch.
Towards whatever this swamp witch is.
Right.
Yes.
Which is gonna be fine.
Yeah.
We're trying to find our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And make a
I
picnic.
see no.
We have to get to the picnic. Still.
Yeah.
But,
Picnic
yeah,
in the following day, of course.
that's
with
about
Brownie.
it. Nova's trying to get her weird ass family back together.
Getting your weird ass family all in one place.
One
Such
of
a-
whom just evaporated
That's true. It's gonna be.
But we
a
don't
little-
know that, so we don't. That's not another thing that we have to process.
That's
yet.
right. I don't. Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
A little
It really
complicated to
is.
try to figure out what happened with Nohu when he just disappears and nobody can find him. All right, moving right along to Anna and Kiarra.
Elena?
Elena.
Hi guys, I'm Anna. I also have been adulting. I've also more recently was panic figuring out how to do new makeup from the new Kiarra art that was given to me. So this is temporary. It'll evolve better. I'm also Jeff currently.
Jeff.
So there's that. I'm Jeff currently. But yeah, that's what I was doing in the past minute and a half before stream was panicking on how to do Kiarra makeup. Kiarra last remembers probably, Parks and Rec, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. That was what was going on in her head. So that's where we're at.
Singing your own mantras. Moving right from there down to Rob and Clay.
Yeah, I'll be playing Clay, no last name given, our Dwarven Scoundrel. Don't worry, it's just the name of the class. Trust me. And yeah, right now Clay is really aggressively thinking about the Swamp Witch and not, the fact that Brownie calls him dad, or that he's met his son again and knows where he is, but can't remember any of it, or anything like that. That might be difficult to think about. We're thinking about swamp witches. Yeah.
Let's keep the bad thoughts out of the head with the good ones of swamp witches.
We'll be like Shaq and just whack.
Suppressing bad thoughts never turns out poorly anyway.
No,
Right.
sir. No, ma'am.
All right, moving right along to Steven and Kaizen.
Hello. Steven, I just got accepted for our new house, so we get to move in a month and a half. That is so exciting. It is beautiful. And I just got hired on to be an ambassador for a company, so I get to do digital stuff and make a living. I'm pretty
Awesome.
stoked. And Kaizen, last thought. How the hell am I gonna get out of this deal that I just made to stay alive? And where the hell is my friend?
Making deals with
question.
devils left and right there, Kaizen.
I
So
didn't want to die.
easily. So easily. You're like, okay. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, to be perfectly
ask
honest,
discretion, I'm just gonna lob that. It'll be
Kaizen
fine.
was surrounded by Syl androids, and that was a problem.
Yeah.
All right,
Good times.
so the briefest of recaps that I can provide from, we'll say, the moment that Sinan had left the game to get you caught up a little bit. At the moment that Patchy had left, everyone was very, very busy. Met up with the villagers of Stuckfoot, tried to convince them what the best choice of action was going to be. Convinced them all to go into the tank, take that up north, and go to the depot that was up there to stay safe. During that point in time, Nohu gave them directions, but messed up in the middle of it and caused them to drive into a crevasse, crashing their vehicle and causing injuries to many of them along the way. Which is fine, because they very promptly forgot that they were all injured by a wave of energy, but we'll get back to that in a second. So as everybody had left the village and were on their way out, so the crew here made their way back to Stuckfoot in the nick of time, because y'all were cutting it really close. And you saw the airship carrying Empire soldiers fly overhead, come down, drop tanks, have a rather sizable force making their way over to resolve what they deemed a threat of the Venseer within this small village. And you'd had Parley. All of you had stepped out to speak with him. Clay and Nova had really taken the talking points, the front, with, of course, Nohu rushing at these enemy forces very quickly and trying to provide whatever aid that Nohu can provide. It was all going so well until Nohu tripped, rolled over, and exposed Nova's ears in front of the Mithril Order agent. But of course, at that point, Clay tried to create a distraction by stepping in and claiming blame for something, and then being ousted as the wanted felon who had been stealing from the nobility on board the train on the way into town. Unfortunately, things immediately started going south. Weapons were drawn. Everything got ready to get very, very hot. And Kaizen remembered that he had a bomb. He had that same bomb. Well, he didn't have it. He had given it away. He reached out to Abraxas looking for aid. Abraxas said, "Here you go. Use it." That same weapon that Patchy had made the mess that destroyed all those people and just dissolved everyone. So Kaizen had one of these and decided, I'm gonna throw it, but I'm going to fill it full of chaos. I'm gonna just put as much magic as I possibly can into this thing.
3 counts of chaos.
So while Kaizen's preparing to do that, Kiarra's job was to take the tied up Vincier agents from within the village out to try to provide that little bit of leverage. But they both got up and sprinted away and escaped over the fence. One of them taking a pretty serious wound to the Achilles heel, of course. But they did make it out of the village. Kaizen reared back, tossed the bomb, and chaos went everywhere, washing away everyone's mental faculties within a 1-mile radius, hitting everybody in the party, all of the members on the ground, the soldiers, and all the way out to the villagers who hadn't gotten that far out of town to begin with. And then they blanked. Every single individual, every single player here kind of just wandered off aimlessly because they had no memory, they had no faculty, they had no idea who they were, where they were. They had a hard time regaining memories at all for quite a period of time and just started acting like you would almost robotically. We're at a village. I guess we're supposed to work here. Oh, I'm with an adventurer kobold. I guess we're supposed to be adventuring. Oh, this woman says she's my girlfriend and cares about me. Hop in the car, Kiarra, and let's travel back home to Avalon. And then, of course, 6 months have passed. In that time, Patchy is missing. After the events of leaving, Nova and Clay have stayed in Stuckfoot taking care of Brownie and just kind of becoming part of the community. Nohu and Kaizen have both started adventuring deeper and deeper into the jungles until they came across a facility deep in the mud, far underground, blocked by these giant roly-poly bugs that had the symbol of the Tower of Eidolon on it. After going inside, they discovered that there was a host of defense mechanisms there that were not of this world. And Kaizen was able to fell one of them temporarily, while more of them were coming. Nohu moved through the facility very quickly, finding some shortcuts in the weirdest way, through some fluid intake tunnels inside of fountains designed to help keep the facility cool. And ended up inside of a massive chamber with a glowing stone of some kind that seemed to be powering the facility, deciding that he was going to just take it and stuff it in his mouth. It caused a being that was being kept inside of this facility that had been trapped for some time to be released.
Wait a minute. That part was unclear to me.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I just went along with it to survive.
So
you're not out of hot water. You made a deal with it, okay?
Oh, that's what you made a deal with. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was like, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I was like, okay.
Had taken this artifact that was keeping whatever this was stuck in the facility, a place that was probably studying this entity and using it for some purpose, and decided to try to escape the assault droids basically coming at him, diving into a chemical solution while covered in magic and while covered in energy from this crystal in his mouth, seemed to have dissolved into dust. Kaizen, surrounded, alone, had some sort of entity walk out, had it recognize itself as Sylvia, and had indicated that its entire mission was to restore its queen.
Sylvia was the one who was recently just ejected out of Red Iron's brain and the ship of the Sparrows, correct?
Yes, a Syl
machine.
Name. A Syl machine.
I mean, that could be any Sylvia.
Right. It's like Tiffany. You find them all over the Aether sphere, you know?
So, when we return to the game, Patchy, if you will, you are beaten, torn down, in pain, raggedly tormented, and Crimson Mane is there before you.
Wait,
Tell me.
he tricked me?
Hold on. Tell me, how can I, what can I do? I need you to say, find Nova and Clay in your most pained voice ever.
Like I said before, ow. Find Nova. She's a weird elf. Thinks she talks to animals. It's dumb, but I think she can help, apparently.
All right. You give him the last known location of these two, and Crimson Mane nods his head and leaves the room.
Nova and someone else, you said?
Clay.
Clay.
Oh, and Clay. He's I guess one of the good dwarves.
So
Ow.
we have a scene shift, and on the screen we see 6 months prior. So Patchy, you're riding on the back of a hopper. You've got Crimson Mane there, just moving very quickly through the darkness, away from the village as quickly as possible, trying to get you back to where you can save Red Eye. The Master of the Venseer, the individual who founded the organization and who was attempting to bring about true change on Miocenis in a way that brought power back to the people, but to you, subjugated by his own lieutenants.
You said Red Iron.
Red Eye.
Oh, okay. I'm just getting confused. Sorry.
It's okay. Red Eye Two Toes. That's the full name of this individual.
So, Crimson Mane care to give me a little update now that we're on our way?
It's hard to speak skiing while on one of these things. He's like bouncing and trying to flap his tail and move his hands.
Well, try. It's also hard for me to not try to shoot you right now for everything you've done.
I get it. Set 1 and 2 and you see him like slow the hopper down a little bit, coming to a stop. We only have a few moments, Patchy. Silverback, whatever you want to be called. Red Eye is dying. Whatever you did to him before, he is not going to make it any further. His fur has turned jet white, is falling out. His skin has begun to decay.
No. That doesn't make sense. That stuff is supposed to last for years, like an elf's lifetime.
Been years, and how do you know that? Have you lived long enough to see clinical trials? Anything?
Clinical trials. We literally melted them out for that.
Well, melting is not what we were attempting to do to Red Eye, though. He's trying to live long enough. I'm just telling you.
Okay, just go. I'll figure it out. I bet you all just fucked it up anyway. Must be some assassination attempt or something. My research was perfect, flawless. Until you ruined it. Genocidal maniac. Just shut up. Let's go.
You see him just kind of grunt and grit his teeth a little bit. You hear a little bit of a.
Don't you grit your teeth at me? Because of you, I have millions of lives, thousands of lives in my conscience because of you. Don't you grit your teeth at me?
As you bound off into the darkness a little bit further, we see the scene.
Still thinks he's that little child that I was mentoring.
As this being just jumps across a large chasm filled with the running river northwest of Stuckfoot. There's a bright flash of white for a second in the sky. Give me an aware roll, Patchy.
Oh no. Is this coming from Stuckfoot?
It might be. The whole sky just lit up for a second.
Wait, why is it? I rolled 15. Why is it 12?
Because you are severely injured. That -5 doesn't matter right now. So you have a 17.
Oh yeah, our character sheets got way smarter too since you've been gone.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and now Kelly Clarkson's in my head.
So what do I see?
You do see the bright flash of light in the direction of Stuckfoot. You believe maybe combat has begun.
God damn it. I just leave and they start fighting again. Oh, God, I bet. Those people are fine.
So you are still.
If I find out what is happening to Red Eye, it's your fault. Crimson Mane, I will. You will be responsible for all those lives in that town. I'm forgetting English right now.
Of course.
I mean, Steve.
So he bounds across this, continues traveling through the dark, and as the sun begins to rise, you find yourself outside of. It's the edge of an empire city, and he brings you down to a culvert, pulls a grate off of a large tunnel, a drainage tunnel. He's in here. We've got him hiding beneath the city. The Empire's been cracking down a lot, and many of our forces are missing now. We're back to living in sewer tunnels again.
Can I try to check out if there's this is some sort of trap?
Certainly, give me a brains roll.
Tactics or something.
A trap.
You believe him to be telling the truth?
I don't remember being severely injured, but okay.
So you travel with him.
All right, just lead the way.
Down below, you end up moving through a maze of tunnels, little tiny marks. The Vincier tracking marks seem to have been updated. They don't seem to read the same way they used to, which is smart. Once the Empire learns what they are, and you don't want them following you back to their base. So as you're traveling through these, you see other Skixen off in the distance kind of hiding and watching you. You see Crimson Mane give out a couple of hand signals, and they kind of back up and they nod. Some of them, upon seeing you, have their eyes a little bit wide, like, wow, he really came.
What you looking at? Don't you have something to do?
They just like turn and get back to their post. You travel through some of these underground tunnels before eventually coming to a nondescript iron door that's kind of been built into the frame of this tunnel. And you see Crimson Mane knock on the door 3 times. Oh, is it? It's Crimson Mane, sir. We're here. I brought him. He's come to help you. Give me a moment to pull myself together. I don't want him to see me like this. You hear the shuffling noise.
Is that his double? There's no way. There's no way Red Eye's something like that. That is double, right? Yes. He probably got you all fooled. That's just a trick.
As the door comes open, you see an aged-looking Skixen, blaring red eye, serious scar on one side of the face. You can see whiskers that are starting to kind of drift and fall. The majestic and force of personality that was your friend standing before you seems to be gone. This looks like a cancer-laden patient. He's been wasting away. Silverback, it's nice to see you.
What the fuck happened to you? I mean, it's nice to see you too. It's an hug, but like, you're supposed to be basically you're supposed to be super like healthy right now because of everything I found. What happened in reverse?
That's a long story. I can only talk for a moment. And he sits back down on the edge of the bed, and you hear like his muscles all pop, creak, and groan. And you can tell.
Is there anything I could do?
I was hoping you could determine that. I don't know what to do. If it's... You may need to rise up, Patchy, Silverback, Solus. The Vincier will need a true leader, and I don't know if I'll be around much longer.
Bullshit. I can't lead for shit. I tried to lead this numbnut and see. You remember what happened?
He's changed. All of these youths, they want to enact change in their lifetimes. And Skixen lifetimes are shorter than most. Change that occurs dramatically over time. That is too long. Violence is quicker. That's all they know.
No, I bet whatever's going on with you, we can reverse it. Remember the goal. Remember my research. I'm so close. I'm so close to finding it. And once I do, we will go back to the way things are together. Red Eye, come on. I can just
You,
don't lose spirit. God damn it.
us, our kind. He like reaches up to grab a hold of your arm for a second. We're a dying breed. All that's left are the young, the immature, the violent.
Yes. I know, and that's why we're gonna change it back. We're gonna change it back, and you're gonna lead.
You see him like lean back into the bed, and you see his eyes
Let me
just
take a look at you. Just
his eyes just close in exhaustion. And
take a look at you.
we see Patchy over the course of multiple days, just this little timepiece in the corner that keeps spinning, moving back and forth in time lapse, grabbing hold of materials, doing blood sample tests, creating these little concoctions here or there, and uh-oh, so none of you disconnected? Oh, there, you're back. All right.
No,
good.
I'm here. Can you not?
Well, you froze on our
Mhm.
screen, but you're fine.
Oh,
All right, so
shit. Okay.
give me a brains roll, and we'll see how long this takes for you to
Wait, am
determine.
I frozen right now?
You're not.
Or
You're
little.
fine. A little bit, but you're fine. So give us a brains roll so we can
Am
determine.
I frozen right now?
No, you're
What?
good. And now you're frozen a little.
All right, that is a 14.
Should I turn off my camera and on?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's super entertaining.
As
when
long
you freeze.
as you can hear us and we can hear you, that's fine. If you're cutting in and out a little bit, it's all right. Hotel internet is notoriously shitty.
I don't want to freeze in weird faces.
All right.
You're not at all. It's fine.
There we go. He's back. So with a 17, it takes you 4 nights to determine that the chemical concoction provided to Red Eye had started to deteriorate over time. Maybe there was something wrong with it. Maybe the equation for the brew was off. Maybe you begin to think that there is something wrong with the suspension that you received from Eidolon, as you're starting to identify the issues going on with the chemicals within Red Eye's body. It's losing efficacy, and you don't
What's
know
wrong?
why.
So the material I used is now weakening.
Yes. Do you still have any on you?
I must.
All right.
Give me a
You
second,
still
I
had.
can-
You didn't use it on anybody before, I don't think. You didn't end up using it on Clay because you manufactured something
No,
different. Using
we all
Nova's
went through a whole side quest, so I wouldn't use it. God damn it!
Right. All right. So you did have a little bit of it left. Taking that out and studying it, give us another brains roll. All right. That is a 19. With a 19, you determine over the course of another day of study that some aspect of the suspension is losing power. It is getting weaker over time, and you're not again not entirely certain why, but you have the creeping suspicion that this substance is powered long distance. It's got some sort of tether using space magic to something else that's giving it strength, and it seems to be losing that strength.
Well, easy then. We just have to find a source and empower it some more or something.
Crimson Mane there with you just puts his hand on your shoulder. Silverback, I don't think Red Eye has enough time for that.
Yeah, he has enough time. Stop it! It's telling me how science works. My pupil, or ex-pupil, that is genocidal maniac. No, I will find a way. We'll find a way.
So a couple more days pass, and we see Patchy looking at this vial that he's got over and over again, realizing that the only choice you might have would be to use that if you want to keep Red Eye alive. What's left of it for now, until you can determine where the rest of it is.
I guess I'll just have to get some more Nova hair. That worked. As this, I think, But that's later. Okay, yeah, no, I gotta use it. If I don't, these young Skixons will turn genocidal because we need a leader like him. God damn it! Tell me I gotta lead.
So you take the rest of your suspension and you create another brew that should enhance the concoction inside of Red Eye's body. And as we see you finish that final touch and provide it to this individual, they start to get stronger over the course of the next couple of days. You eat a couple of lunches with him, and eventually he's standing up all day long and talking to people. On the dawn of the 5th day after being strong, you walk into the room to see him standing there before you. Thank you so much for the aid, Patchy. I appreciate it. You really ought to teach us what it is that you created there. How we could make more, how we could give it to others.
I mean, that's the idea, right? That was the whole goal. I mean, that and something else that, But yeah, the rest of you, well, that's...
He stands there and scrubs his forehead for a second, and over to the side, Crimson Mane comes over to you and goes, "You did it," pats you on your back. "You are so good at this. Man, we've needed you for a long time. You should stay here, work with us."
Why is everything so positive suddenly? This is not like one of Ty's games. This is, am I having a night dream right now? It's
a trap.
I feel like I want to do a brains roll. This is...
Give me a brains roll.
Red Eye is suddenly all like surprise villainy to me. I'm getting like the nice... That's the villain, but like not really. No, the 20. Nice, but it turns out to be villain vibes.
You start to feel a little bit strange as you're staring into the room, and as you look over at Red Eye, you notice that his iris is starting to change color.
Red Eye, your eyes are like not red. What's up?
You see one of the other eye that's this massive scar.
For me. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
So you see that the scar across the left side of his face starts to open, and his other eye starts to show through. And you notice that whatever it was that he had been using wears off at this moment. The individual standing before you starts to change into a slightly broader shouldered figure, and you see 3 massive scars run down the side of his
hit him in the head!
face. As you stand there staring and you go to hit, you feel individuals grab a hold of your arms, and there is a piercing sensation in your throat as a chemical is shoved into your neck. And you see everything go black as you start sinking to the floor. As 3 Scar stands before you, "Thank you so much for re-aiding me, bringing back my strength. You're going to make a very good servant to the Vincier. It's a shame you wouldn't come willingly," as his voice kind of echoes to you over the distance and you sink into the floor unconscious.
I'd rather die. Also, I'm gonna look at Crimson Mane as I fate, basically indicating that I knew it. You didn't change your looks. Literally not no
You
thing
try,
that I basically saved.
but you are unable to turn your neck.
Oh, come on. Give him that he can turn his fucking necktie. You're horrible.
He's laying upon the floor and has just been injected with some powerful chemicals.
Hey, you
Just
low. Oh, good.
Put him to sleep.
Can I at least give him like those what's those disappointment eyes as I faint?
Sure, you give disappointing.
I'm mad. I'm disappointed.
You do see
And
the
mad.
Vincier soldiers in the room holding Crimson Mane by the shoulders as you sink to the floor. And we fade scenes. Speaking of the individual in question, the injured and bandaged Crimson Mane laying in bed in Nova's room, just kind of tosses and turns a little bit. We hear that.
Technically, isn't it Patchy's room? Because you
It
did
would
forget
have
to
been.
tell him that Clay and I have been raising Brownie in his house.
Yeah, that was the only house in the village that was empty, so they cleared out all the
God
alchemical
is
stuff.
right.
They cleared it all out and got rid of everything there and cleaned up the basement, turned it into Nova's room.
We knew not what we doed.
We knew not what we
Just
knew.
so you know, like in episode 1, a dwarf melted there. And,
Yeah, I know.
and,
And,
we
and we
all
were really
painted the
concerned.
walls,
There was a
but,
lot of weird stuff in there that we had to throw
A bunch of stains.
away.
We used so much baking soda trying to get
Yeah.
those stains out and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't
Why would you
have that.
throw all that
We
equipment
had
in
to brownie proof the place, you know.
Yeah, there was no amount of sage that could make it okay to live with a melted dwarf.
No,
Which is,
really.
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. Just rip. Just demolish an entire mini hospital that can save the lives of everyone in that place. For
Hey, they
just
were
to
all
make
mentally
room for a little kid.
absent. They were mentally absent during the
Yeah.
time that they started
They
that
were.
cleaning.
Plus, I would suspect that some of the stuff is like cleaned, separated, and organized on a shelf because, you know, alchemy is familiar to Nova, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just not melted people.
Clay would have been in favor of just throw it all out.
So
Because we can't figure out any of it.
from that scene, we see a little door at the top of the stairwell, just. And you see a little girl's head kind of peek in through the side. Excuse me, Mr. Skigson, are you awake? You don't hear any noise from down below. Brownie steps down the stairs. Oh, wow, you are really hurt. And you hear the individual laying on the bed turn towards her. Who are you? Oh, my name's Brownie. Nice to meet you. I'm a Chancer. Chancer, huh? Yeah! You know, we're trying to protect you. We who? The Vincier. Aren't they terrorists? They did bad things to this village before. It's debatable. Why don't we have a chat? Oh, yeah, do you want some tea? I could make you some tea. We could just sit down and have a talk. Everybody else seems to think you're okay and you need some help. Yeah, I could use some tea. And you see Brownie just kind of nod, go running up the stairs.
Oh my god! Rob, we're
Scene
terrible parents.
Fades out, and we see.
No, she offered our guest tea.
And we see Kaizen sitting
And
upon the
is-
floor.
And is getting enough knowledge to formulate her own opinion.
Kaizen, if
Spin.
as you're sitting upon the floor, you see this robotic figure standing and a bunch of other soldiers around you. They have asked you to find a ship that is coming here and to take an object. She raises a hand up, and you see a small floating gemstone, kind of bathed in light, that appears in the center of her palm. A projection of some kind. Magic, you're sure. She says to you previously that that's what she's seeking. She needs you to get it. Abraxas, if you will tell Kaizen, go along with this and make sure that you follow her to the source of whatever it is she's using to resurrect her Queen Nyria.
You are too predictable. Do it. Do as she says. Follow her. Find what she wants and report it back to me.
How do you respond to that in your head, Kaizen?
Oh, great. What am I going to do? Oh, there you are. I thought I was almost nearly free of you, but apparently the band that wore off wasn't just my connection to you. I'm going to entertain this, but only because you kind of helped me in the past, and I really don't like her.
Abraxas at this point tells Aiden to shut up. Something in the background tries to talk. It isn't allowed through. But Abraxas tells you, and you can say this in any words you'd like, that there is no measure which you should stop at in order to try to stop this queen from being reformed.
You will do whatever she needs. Do any whim that she wants. Just make sure that you do it until the end, because we need to see how this plays out.
So the robotic figure in front of you turns and looks at you. We must make preparations to go to the surface. You will be our eyes in front of us. That way we know where we can go. Previously we were held here by the elves, you call them. And I know that the dwarves are dangerous as well. This empire has already proven a minor nuisance while I travel the void. So you shall make sure that we are safe as we travel under the cover of dark until we can rebuild. You see her step forward and put her hands on the side of your face. The searing pain radiates through you as we see little tendrils of blackness kind of poke into the side of Kaizen's face.
Oh God.
Something moves into your head. There's a searing pain. There's a bright white flash of light, and you see blue sparkles everywhere as your eyes begin to clear. Through this, we will know what you see. We will know what you say.
Fantastic. Who needs trust?
Not
Trust
like
is
any of us are
unnecessary.
wanted.
The Sill do not demand trust, just absolute obedience. So,
You chose a good one, Kaizen. You chose a good one.
she turns towards you and then points out the door. Now go. Find your way to the spaceport they will land at, and prove to us that's where they will arrive.
I shall go at once.
Kaizen gets up, stepping out of the facility, moving back into the tunnel, before realizing that there is a gap, and there is a massive hole, and there's a bunch of little plant-like creatures sticking into the walls nearby. Knowing that you're missing Nohu, and knowing that you have to now jump a 20-foot gap, what do you do?
Where is Nohu? What? Well, I guess I'm going to have to... How far is it?
20 feet.
20 feet.
Your grappling hook is still sort of dangling in the middle, but you don't know how secure it is in the mud.
Great, okay. Well, I guess I am just going to have a leap of faith here and jump out and grab that rope!
All right, everybody, leap of faith. Give us an agile roll as Kaizen runs, leaps off the edge of this, and tries to swing across.
Dang.
Woo, with a 22. So Kaizen, what does it look like as this rope makes it about halfway and then splits off, but you still find your way to the other side of the gap?
So he runs, jumps, grabs it. Yes, maybe I will save this hook. And as he swings, it just... And he just flies across and eats shit in the mud on the other side.
Slides partway up the channel.
I really, really think I'm done being an adventurer. He pulls himself back up.
You get up and you start the slogging crawl up the mud. You have to go on all fours at sometimes. Your hands in front of you as you have to dig and climb. It slides and slurps against you. The rain coming down from above, creating small rivulets of water that make the climb that much harder. And by the time you reach the surface, you are coated head to toe in muck, mud, rot, and, moss.
Definitely done. Now, God, I wish I could get a hold of Nohu.
And as he
What
says
do I do
that,
now?
scene fades out as we leave Kaizen standing in the midst of the rains. And we head
how
over.
It took like half an adventure for fully back to self. Kaizen be like, no more of this. No, this is not.
Yeah.
This is
Over
not
it.
it. Over it.
That
no,
was everything.
Well,
denied.
when you don't have your hype man, it's really hard.
That's true.
It's true. He was providing you all of the positive enforcement you needed.
No, that
I
was
mean,
not
It
positive.
was something, I guess, or not at all.
So we now go over to Nova and Clay. The two of you are traveling outside of the village, heading east, attempting to find Dorothy Sparks' hovel, the Witch of the Swamp. She's somebody that sometimes comes in with various medicine supplies. She makes musical instruments and has brought some of those to Melodies before in the past. Neither one of you, I mean, Clay, you are new to the area, obviously. You've never seen her, even in the little bit of memory time in the last 6 months. I don't think you've ever seen her once. But neither is Nova. Neither one of you know what she looks like.
That's fine. We assume she got a swamp witch vibe.
All right, so you're just looking for Swamp Witch. The two of you are walking out of town as the swamp rains start coming down on top of you. It's already, Nova's already soaked to the bone, and you had been last time. You'd been outside. You dove into the middle of the water. Remember?
Oh, that's right. I was like, why are we picking on the elf? Just because I'm a little bit taller? Like, it's okay.
Your
I
head's
get
in the
it, though.
storm
Yeah.
clouds. That's why. And dwarves, they're closer to the earth. So as you two are traveling across this, do you say anything to one another as you're dealing with this infernal weather and with the revelations of recent?
I'm not gonna lie. mentally I'm not used to being soaked through, but like my body feels actually kind of used to just being uncomfortable in this heat and humidity a little bit more now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's still gross, but like I guess, you know, after 6 months of feeling gross, it kind of becomes the norm.
I feel like just because I'm soaking wet, I actually feel more comfortable than I do with the regular humidity because it makes
That's
sense. to be
fair.
soaking wet.
Right.
Maybe I'll just do that all the time. I also have a really bad feeling that somebody that we care about is doing really stupid things somewhere. Do
I
you ever
mean,
get that
yes,
feeling?
we both know who. I know. Yeah. No?
It's a taller vibe than that.
Polar vibe.
Yeah.
Solar vibe.
I mean, you know, you can barely control what's in front of your face. So I like to tend to push getting to the stuff that's not till we get there. So we're going to find our friends, and whether or not they did a bunch of stupid shite, we'll get to when we get to it.
That's fair. Should I ask somebody, like a bug, or you want to talk to me? Maybe they know where the swamp witch lady is.
I mean, they probably have a better idea than we do.
Because honestly, I have no idea what we're even looking for. I'm like picturing like
Sure.
a mud shack somewhere, but I mean,
I'm
I could be
still-
totally wrong.
I'm still a tiny bit hazy on where we're gonna go to see them. To be honest, I'm coming in like a few synapses at a time. I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Same. Excuse me, bug or animal. Who's around?
Give me an aware roll as you're standing there to see what you can see.
Son of a. I
6.
don't see anything. I've got like this mud or something in my eye. Clay, will you look for a bug or an animal? Oh my god, ow.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll make my own look around. You know, what could we possibly be seeing? Well, I don't know. There's not a ton around.
Clay,
Oh nope.
as you're
yeah.
looking into a pool of water in the distance, you think you see something move. There's a bit of a disturbance, and then there's some muck. Could be rain, but it could be something.
Well, there might be something in that little pond-looking thing over there. It could just be one of them leeches, though.
Before he says, I say it could be like Nova's already over, like putting her head under the water.
Your head goes into this 3-inch deep pool of water.
Just my face.
All right, you stick your face in, and you see like a cornered little salamander, arms up, just kind of mouth open wide.
Hi. Okay. I'm not gonna eat you. Can we go?
And you see it like swim up to the air and just kind of gulp a little bit of it.
Hi. Oh, I haven't talked to a salamander before, so this is new. Do you know where I can't now Sparky or there's a swamp witch around here somewhere. Do you happen to know where she is by any chance?
You ask the question, the salamander kind of turns its head slightly, slowly. You see it just kind of flick out a tongue, and we'll give it a roll.
Do you mean the fly lady?
Maybe.
She wears a tall piece of horns that spirals up on her head. I thought she was a bug, but she gave me treats.
Oh, well, that seems interesting. If not her, could you tell us which way the bug lady, fly lady?
She
Horned lady
usually
is?
walks between the red ferns and over towards the giant speckled mushroom.
Does that make any sense to me?
Give me an aware roll as you look around.
Oh my god!
The rain coming down, your
Still got
hair.
shit in my eye.
You've got like mud and stuff on your face, and your hair comes over the top of your head in the wind.
Oh no, but you should have brought your headband. Your hair's getting all in your face.
I could.
There's no barbers in town.
I tell you, it's been 6 months since I trimmed my bangs. They're all up in my face.
So you're not making heads nor tails of what this thing is saying.
Do you know, Clay? Do you see any red ferns or spotted mushrooms?
Give me a brains roll, Clay.
Also, it's a terrible book where the red fern grows.
Red ferns. The only red ferns or things that remind you of red ferns on this planet are called bloodwort. They're like a little mushroom growth that comes out in tiers. And as you look around, you think you see some in the distance.
I think there's something like that over that way.
That way, salamander?
Yes.
Mildly creepy. Well, let's go that way, maybe. This salamander seems to think the lady's over there.
Sure.
And wears horns and gives them flies.
Do you have any worms?
No. It's gonna make another ivermectin joke. No,
gosh.
I don't. Do I? I don't know. Do you see any
And if
worms?
you're not going to eat me, I'm going to go hunting now. Goodbye.
Okay, good luck.
Swishes back into the water and starts moving through the muck.
No, I've always been curious. Because I can, kind of get points across to some. They're not good conversationalists, right? Like, I'm not missing out on a ton, right?
It depends on the animal.
Really?
Oh yeah, you should hear what Felicia says. She's hilarious.
Ooh, that poor creature.
Yeah, I hope they're okay.
It'd be nice.
So
I'll
the-
wander over that direction.
Two of you continue heading in the direction of these bloodworts, this fungal growth. And as you get near there, you can see that there is a large speckled umbrella mushroom tree in the distance. You think maybe that's what the creature was talking about. So as you
We
walk,
should probably avoid the large speckled mushroom. I don't have any reason we should go towards it. So.
No. That's where the little salamander guy said that we should go.
Of course.
Yeah, for context.
Of course. Why would? It's silly me.
so
Let
you
us off.
head towards this mushroom, and you travel around it for a bit, and you can start to see that there are mossy outcroppings. There's stones that have been placed on purpose. Something that's starting to look more like a trail than just random happen chance.
Clay.
Yeah.
Are you good at like looking for traps and stuff? I feel like this is like a place that may have those. Because my aware is real
What
bad.
I'll say is, I'm not the casing the joint fella, but I can walk in front and hope nothing bad happens.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
All right, cool. So the best I got for you.
I'll follow slightly behind Clay,
Yeah.
like just like literally with my arm in the center of his back, like as he's.
All right, so there's the two of you continue heading forward. Give me an aware roll from each one of you.
Of course. Let me just roll that +0 here.
Same.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey!
All right, with a 15 and a 2, neither one of you notice as Clay, you were in front of Nova at this point in time. Your leg trips something, and you hear a bunch of little bones clattering.
Hopefully not his bones.
No, little bones.
I
You seem
look
to
if
have triggered something. It was obviously a tripwire, and you begin very quickly to start hearing a as something
Can I pull
comes
it back
running
very
towards you.
quickly?
What's that?
I just want to. I have my arm. Just like pull him back really quickly. I don't know if it's gonna
You grab-
help, but that's my.
You grab a hold of him and pull him closer to you, and as the two of you are kind of shivering in the rain, holding on to one another, a large figure starts rushing at you out of the dark on two legs with a large round body and a very sharp-looking beak. It comes rushing
Ooh.
straight at you. And
It's
as that
purple, isn't
happens, we shall fade the scene and be back in a moment. Kiarra, we move back over to you.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
As we have seen, you are unfortunately
Jeff.
stuck. You are Jeff. Why do I not have the right map here? Come on, universe.
I do. I have them.
So,
Does that mean I can just go
Kiarra.
to the end of the map right now without you knowing?
It should be this.
Oh.
There we are. Okay, we got Kiarra. Run back up here. You had just passed a guard acting incredibly drunk, smelling incredibly drunk, and started heading into a dry dock, basically, for airships, where they do a bit of repairs and whatnot. They float these things and they work on them. You are very, very high above the ground, so, it's all stuff you don't think about. You have seen from the underside, sections of cities that happen to be in disrepair falling and destroying sections of the lower city on occasion when they were in disrepair from some of the weight. So you try not to think about that, as every single thing up here is stacked on top of like floor upon floor upon floor of other cities. All right. So from where you're at, you see the entrance to this building. Currently, it's open, and you can hear the sound of a foreman inside talking to some of the other individuals that are doing work. It is early evening for you. So, Kiarra, what is your next step?
Can I see a clear path to get out of the dry dock and head more towards my friend's house?
So there is only one exit on this floor, if you see on the map,
Gotcha.
behind the foreman. However, if you want to try to jump down below, which is about a 20-foot drop, you might be able to move into a different position to leave.
I would love to be able to jump below.
Okay, so you walk inside, and you turn and look over the little rail down to the individuals that are in the bottom that are working on an airship that is seriously damaged.
Damn it, I was going to steal that one.
You turn and you see the foreman look over at you. You, what are you doing coming through here?
Can I just deuces and jump down?
You just bring your hands up and jump off the edge. Give me an agile roll as you attempt to fall down the distance. You're going to need a 16 or higher to avoid complication.
Okay. You said agile? How about a 23?
Turn, leap down the distance. You see him immediately go, hey, what? And as you dive down below, he comes to the corner and sees you crash into the base where you kind of tumble and roll standing, brushing off bits and pieces of wood and broken scaffolding. You raise your hands to everybody else. You see some of the crew looking at you shocked. Let's see how they react real quick. So the individuals that are working,
badass as hell.
some of them just like stare at you like, whoa, what the hell? So one guy was obviously frightened by it and kind of like jumped back and is holding his chest. Somebody else is clapping for you. So as you bow to them all, and you can see that there's a door to your south, or you can jump into the dry dock basin that's full of water and move through the canals.
Can I roll brains to see if I have any idea which one will get me there faster?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a brains roll. With a 13, you're aware that the canals are free-flowing. They only are temporarily stopped in certain places. So if you get through the sluice gate, you will jet through. You're not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because these things are inside of various sections of tubing sometimes, and not all above the surface.
I'm hearing water slide.
Up above the water slide is a lot more secure and safe passage.
But I gotta take the water slide. I'm gonna take the water slide.
All right, so you leap again down
Can I
another
bring a
15
barrel?
feet. You
Is
could
there
grab
a
a hold
barrel
of
that I can take?
Give me an aware roll.
for it?
We'll see if there's anything nearby you can grab.
Water slide.
There
Wow.
is only a wooden box, a wooden crate of some kind.
It's like in
Let's do
Milo
it.
Notice. It like floats
You
down.
grab a hold of this wooden box
Cool.
nearby. Give me a strong roll as you attempt to use
Oh,
it
good.
with you.
Oh, good. I'm great at those.
That is
Hey,
a
that's
12.
not bad.
All right, you grab a hold of this thing, and the rattle of screws and nails comes out of this thing as you turn and jump towards the water while holding it. You realize that you were holding a supply crate full of repairing equipment.
Oops.
As you splash into the water, it sinks like a
Sorry.
stone very, very quickly and thumps to the bottom as you very quickly move right past it, heading
That was
towards...
probably very expensive.
You move over and bump into the sluice gate. How do you intend to open the gate?
That's a good question. I don't have a lot of things on me, do I?
You
Really
do
don't
not.
have a lot of things on me. I have a stun gun. I have a cattle prod. I don't think a cattle prod will work on the door, will it?
I mean, you're underwater, and electricity underwater
Oh,
is
fun! I'll
dangerous.
hurt myself. Yeah, that's fair. I would say brute force, but I am not. Can I just think really skinny thoughts. No.
Think really skinny. I mean, chaos is always an option.
That's true. Or I could also just on Fate's Edge.
Yeah, you could. On Fate's Edge?
Fuck it, let's do it.
On Fate's Edge! Here we go. Flip a coin. Heads is a critical success. Tails is a critical failure.
I don't have a D2. So
You can use it on a table. Here you are. There is a flip a coin table for you. I'd recommend putting this on your bar at the bottom of the screen if you want to be able to use it in the future. That is a tails. No, that is a heads. Holy cow! It did come up
I
heads.
did it! I did it!
So,
I did one!
what does it look like as you make your way through the sluice gate? How did you accomplish the impossible?
Don't know. I was gonna say like a hope. I really feel like Kiarra doesn't know. I feel like it's a lot of just closing her eyes and just praying nothing bad happens.
Okay,
And
so-
surprisingly, it doesn't.
So, two choices. One of these is that you find beyond the sluice gate, there is a bit of a calmer channel, so you're able to move quickly without threat. Or you can slip through the sluice gate without it ever actually opening all the way, so people won't know where you went right away.
I would rather be able to get through it faster, because if I get done speedy, if I just beat them in a foot race, they're not going to catch me anyway.
Okay, so you slip through the sluice gate very quickly. On the other side, there is a empty channel that is just running with flushing water at this point, moving to various other parts of the city. You start zipping through those very quick, and as you approach, there is a three-way split going to different parts of the city up ahead. Give me a brains roll to see if you know roughly where this water system will go.
Well,
You are going to have to guess. Now, the target you're looking for is directly east of you. There are three of these things. One of them seems to dip down. The one in the middle heads east the fastest, but seems to dip down. The one to the left of you seems to be heading a little east and then turning off to the north. And the one to the right, the third option. So number one, northish. Number two, east but down. And number three is up, and you don't know where.
I'm going to go with the rule of mazes, which is put your hand on the right wall and follow it. So I'm going to go right. I'm going to take option 3.
All right, so you start moving off to the right on option 3, and as you dip your head underwater, you find yourself in a tunnel completely enclosing you at this point, and the water begins rushing you upwards towards somewhere. As you zip through this water, give me an tough roll to hold your breath.
Oh, good. Hey, 18!
18! With an 18, you seem to be able to hold your breath well. After a period of time, you see light starting to filter in the distance, and as you come up through an opening, a little bit of pressurized water pumps nearby you are just forcing the water down through this culvert. You happen to look up and you see that you're in one of the more opulent centers of town as you have entered the Empire Constabulary.
Okay. Great. That's not someone that knows my girlfriend at all. Is there any... Can I follow the thing anymore, or is it kind of like come to...
It heads into a mithril, or not a mithril, a Empire nobility household, and seems to be filling their pools and fountains. So you'll have to get off at this point.
Yeah, probably not a good idea unless I want to pretend to be a fish. Alright. I'll get out.
So
and
you
just
hop out.
Pray no one sees me.
And we now see you arrive. Where's the exit here? It's right here. All right, so you climb out of a new section, and we'll put you on a different map here.
Oh, a different map. Is this what, Kiarra Run 7?
Kiarra Run 7, yes. No, it's not Run 7. So you are there, and I need to make sure I turn off the grid because I hate grids when they show up. There we are, and share. There you go. So we've got you on a new map right now, off to the side, and you need to head across a rather large bridge to go back into the center of town, avoiding guards along the way. And we will return to you shortly as you see that there is quite a few soldiers aboard this. They seem to be gathering for some sort of event.
And I'm sure it has something to do with my shitty girlfriend, too. I'm sure she'll be there.
It's a party.
So, at this
You party
point,
goer.
we now return back to Patchy. Patchy, you awaken in a cold, damp room. You find that none of your supplies are with you. You don't know where your cat is. They've stripped you bare except for basically a loincloth. And they've given you a mat to lay on. There's a carpet on the floor. Everything's kind of stones around that. And you can't see an entrance or an exit anywhere.
I've been through worse situations than this. Also, ow. Also, wait, didn't I give Felicia to Nova?
You had gotten her back in your backpack before you got back home.
Ah, never mind. I'm gonna kill them all.
You're tap, tap, tap on the ceiling. As you look up, there's a little metal grate about 15 feet above you. You see it kind of swing open, and a tray of food just drops down and splatters all over the floor. And the door closes.
Really? These young Skicksons have no respect for their elders. I'm not eating that. If you want me to survive, I make the shit for 3 scars. You better give me food properly. I'll die from hunger. I don't care.
You see a dwarven face kind of go up against the edge of the bars. You'll eat it when you get hungry enough. You see him kind of move back.
Who are you?
He doesn't answer.
Yeah, right. You think that? Of course you think that you're a dwarf. You're used to fancy schmancy shit. Nah, I'm used to going through months of not eating.
And
The shit you did to us.
Time that it is, as we see another time lapse of Patchy moving back and forth in his room, pacing, frustrated, plates of food being dropped down, as 2 weeks pass without anybody asking you to do anything, without giving you anything to do, without doing anything more than throwing these scraps of food at you. Eventually,
I mean, the more it's gonna wait here, the more it's gonna rot, and it's gonna probably seep up there. You know.
Give me a tough roll, and we'll see how long you make it before you give in to the hunger. All right, you're doing pretty good the first week. Give me another roll.
I'm not emotionally prepared for Patchy to sit there and eat like maggoty rotten food, so please succeed.
You're trying to make me fail at this. I succeeded, goddammit.
You did for the first week. Second week, the difficulty got higher. So you go 7 days. I'll say you go 8 days before your stomach is so ravenously hungry that instinct and self-preservation kicks in.
Nope. No, I don't want that dwarf to be successful. I don't want that dwarf to give me some like smug look.
I think you can make an ace if you want. Just go ahead and...
I'll sneak in and take a small piece while no one's looking.
All right, so you secretly sneak pieces of food on occasion. So weeks pass, and we notice that Patchy's fur has grown back in full. That a large strip of silver hair seems to be running down the back of his skull and down his spine. Patchy, what are you thinking during this time? You have nothing but a couple of ratty cloths and some straw, a bucket that they occasionally bring up on a chain to empty and drop it back down.
I'm thinking a bunch of things. For one thing, I can't believe I fell for this Crimson Mane again. God damn it! Just looking at that dumb little young face, it reminded me of the fatherly instincts of me, I guess. I knew that rotten apple wouldn't fix it. Wouldn't redeem himself. Also, how did I fell for that? You said scar in the face, and I did think, oh, is he 3 scars? No, Ty wouldn't do that, or the voice in the sky wouldn't do that. How did I fell for that shit? Also, another thing I'm thinking is what the fuck happened to Felicia? Also, another thing I'm thinking is what the fuck happened to Red Eye? Also, another thing I'm thinking is what the fuck happened to Stuckfoot, and what was that explosion? Oh no, did Nohu blow the whole planet up? Well, another thing I'm thinking is, ow, And another thing I was thinking was, I forgot. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking all this. Oh, yeah, I had something in my mind, but I forgot. Never mind. Yeah, this is all.
All right. As you're sitting there for a while, all of this stewing in your mind, multiple weeks passing, we see you getting a little bit thinner here and there. And it starts taking its toll. It's harder to get up. You're starting to get a little bit desperate, a little bit stir crazy. And you hear a scratching noise on the wall nearby.
Is that for real? Am I hallucinating? I'll scratch back.
You scratch back. You hear a couple more scratches come through. And gives you the opinion that they're trying to communicate. You're not entirely certain if it comes to you right away. Give me a brains roll. You can't quite figure it out.
Wait, I'm wise. I'll figure it out. Should I roll again?
You're going to use
Virtue?
your wisdom as you're
Yes.
attempting to figure. I will give you your virtue on this one.
Does Sinan have all the banked aces that the whole party got while he was gone?
Any ones that were given to him, yes, I've already given to him.
Well, we've had a few that were bits that
Yeah,
technically people
You
spent
didn't
money
have
on.
bits.
I have 3
so
aces,
far.
but I wanna save those for later. I don't know what Ty's got for me. The
I
piece
know.
of wisdom
I
is gonna.
agree. That's what I was trying to say, because McSherry at least once gave us biddies for
Oh, thank you,
pieces.
McSherry.
So that would be all of us, or she wouldn't get her money's worth, and that would be
15. All right. You start to listen to this, and over the course of an hour or two, you start to recognize they are equations, mathematical ones, being scraped into the wall next to you. As you think about it for a bit, you recognize them as equations that are part of a brew that you created a long time ago. A poultice used to aid in a degenerative disease of the foreclaws of someone, kind of like what is that called? Arthritis. Yeah, similar to arthritis.
Who?
Something you used to aid an old friend of yours, someone you were teaching named Fidget Claw.
Wait. Is that Fidget Claw? Wait, trying to remember which one Fidget Claw is. I'm just going back to the. Can someone hear me from the other side?
You're like talking towards the wall. The scrapes come back. All you get is the number 1.
That means yes, right?
You hear the number 1 again.
Fidget Claw, what's up? You're in here too? What did you do? Did you piss them off?
You're just like pats on the wall on the other side. Whoever they are, they can hear you, but they don't seem to be able to respond verbally.
Okay, wait. 1 for yes, 2 for no, I'm assuming. So, are you imprisoned?
1.
Huh. I don't know what else to. Is Red Eye alive?
1.
Okay. Is there? Why can't you talk? Did they rip out your tongue or something?
A little bit of confused scratching.
Are you unable to talk?
1.
Are you unable to talk because they did something to you, or you don't want them to hear? Okay, are you not able to talk because you don't want them to hear you?
1.
So, is there a way out of here?
No answer.
Also, why did they just give me a loincloth? Like, it's not like anyone's looking at me here. That's like, this is awfully PG for a person. This is kind of confusing. Either give me all my clothes or not give anything. This is weird.
Confused tapping for a second, and then something about the Degratis potion. You think he means degrading you.
Ah. I mean, joke's on them on my first back, so it feels pretty. Never mind. Are you trying to say something to me with this? I don't know what to ask you. Can you pass me a note or something? Is there like, let's make a little hole here?
There's a few taps, and then you hear his claw like go down the wall a ways. He's trying to lead you somewhere.
Okay.
You
You know
move.
what, Fidget Claw? I mean, I don't. I'm still pissed off at all of you for the whole, bomb thing. But I bet you were like coerced or something. You were always one of the smart but weaker in character. I always told you about that. Yes. Never mind. I appreciate your help, by the way. I mean that in this constructive criticism.
As you follow over, you see Fidget, you hear Fidget tapping on the wall nearby. There's a section of the wall that has cracks and small pebbles in it. He seems to be thinking that maybe if you were able to dig that out, the two of you could communicate easier.
All right, here goes nothing.
Give me a strong roll as you see how long this takes for you to dig out enough of this stone with just your little claws to be able to communicate. All right, we see Patchy sitting there, and the hours seem to tick by. Time doesn't seem to change. There's only a very small amount of light that seems to come down into this room anyway. And after a bit, there's a little crumbling noise, and Patchy pulls back. Your fingertip is bleeding. The little nubs and claws on that hand have been worn down to nothing. But then
Why you make me all do all the work? I'm
you're
old,
not
like
doing
young and
all
shit.
the work. There's still scratching happening from the other side in between. So at one point, the two of you can see Fidget Claw's little mangled hand kind of crush through a small section of the rock, and he turns and sticks his muzzle up to the hole. Silverback, is that you? Is that you?
I mean, I feel like we pretty much established that.
Well, I haven't seen you in a long time, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah. We'll figure that out later. So, hi.
Hi.
Yes, I'm alive. Any updates for me? I'm pretty bored here, so I'd like to learn what's going on.
They're trying to get that formula out of us again.
So wait, they're not didn't they give you all a promotion for the shit you all did for betraying me?
I didn't betray you. I stood up to them. They imprisoned me and tortured me. And they killed Nibbler.
What? They killed Nibbler?
She stood up to
learned this whole time.
She stood up to Three Scar and he ripped out her throat.
I'm right now. Sinan's in a public place, so I'm gonna I'm just gonna silently yell inside. Because I've already gotten a warning. Imagine me just yelling right now. Okay. All right, I calm down. Okay. So you're in prison too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they've been trying for a long time to get any piece of the old formula out of me, but the joke's on them. I don't remember all of it.
Yeah, you guys didn't. You're always bad at memorization anyway. Also, I didn't share the entire thing with all of you. Who am I, the dummy? I knew some of you were genocidal. But let's see. So how long have you been here?
I don't know.
Is there any
any
observations while you've been here? Any way to get out, you think?
Made scratches on the walls. I've counted in my head. You lose track after a while. I have no idea how long I sleep. I'd say months.
Who else is in this prison, by the way? I saw a dwarf. What's that dwarf?
Not a dwarf. It's part of their new plan. They took the other potion, the original one that you were using to try to change people back into Chancers.
So wait, why did he? So that was not a prisoner?
No, that was not a prisoner.
Wait, so you're saying there are guards here that are dressed up with dwarves?
Yeah, they've got us underneath of an Empire outpost.
Oh, oh, you gave me a good idea. Fidget Claw. Oh, okay, cool. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Is there any way for me to use my Brewster abilities while I'm here?
Give me a magical roll. You try to call for your cauldron, trying to get anything that allows you to create your brews, and it does not come.
What do I need to do it?
You'll need at least a mortar and pestle and some ingredients to do it manually.
Is there anything that I can find here that I can use as a...
Give me a werewolf. So
Ew.
looking around the room, all you can see is the cloth. You can see. Oh, here's another roll. Okay.
Ew!
Yeah.
God damn it! Should I waste another ace? I have 2. No, wait, never mind.
All right.
What do I
So
see?
you do see that there's a couple of small fragments of stone that you've helped carve out of this crack in the wall. You might be able to use one of those to grind things with, but there is no components in this room. They've kept it relatively clean. I mean, it's got some refuse from the biological material that is rotting in the corner. You've got your bed and your straw and your cloth, and that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got my lion cloth. I bet.
I mean, yes, you do, but you're also going to need a couple of other components rather than just a loincloth to create a brew.
Loincloth
What
also
is with Sinan
rotted
and his
food.
characters ending up butt naked?
I don't know.
That likes to do. I don't know.
I don't like to do it. It happens. Like I never
happens.
did it. It just happened because I wasn't the one who willingly went into a sludge that stick to my clothes. Ty put that there.
Mm-hmm. So as you're looking around and you start gathering things, Fidget Claw on the other side goes, Silverback, where are you?
I'm here. Just I'm concentrating. Give me a second.
As you stare through the crack in the wall, you can see that Fidget Claw's eyes are a milky white.
What did they do to your eyes?
Pins, needles, and nails is what they did.
Don't worry. Once my research is finalized, we'll fix all that. It's the body transforming. I bet it will affect the eyes too.
There's a squeal noise from the other room, and you see him turn. No. This wasn't supposed to. You're not supposed to be here until tomorrow. You've been talking to a friend. We can't have that, can we? You see Fidget move across the room very quickly and you cry out in pain.
What are you doing?
And then you hear him, no, let go of me, let go. And then you hear a scraping noise and a dragging noise. There's a wet sound followed by a yelp and then a door slam.
Did he die or did it just a little torture bit?
You don't know. And the scene fades to black.
You want to do my portion?
We move on over at this point back to Kaizen. Kaizen, you have stepped out from the depths below into the swampy muck, staring around at the skies near you. You see the crack appear off to the side, kind of shimmering in the rain.
Thank God, something familiar. So, I think to myself, are you here all the time now?
Abraxas responds.
Great. So what exactly did I do for you over the past while that I couldn't remember?
Abraxas tells you that he had you go with this small creature, this reptilian individual that seemed to be very resistant to various things, and find a way to bond the two of you together. Abraxas now inhabits you.
Good. Isn't that exciting? Do you know what happened to know who?
He is gone.
What does that mean?
He triggered the release of that being and ceased to exist.
Okay.
How do you take this revelation that someone is dead? Remember that you come from a world where everyone is in every moment forever. So death is something that is a very frightening and scary prospect for you.
I sit down for a minute. Wow. So is he gone?
And In one moment he was there, in another he flickered out. His essence was gone to me, and I am the god of death.
Okay. You had better help me find my world after all of this, Death God. And I stand up and walk toward the crack. I look inside. What do I see?
Give me a magical roll.
And what do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
No, since like all day, every day.
All day, every day. So you look into this crack and you see the skies above you filled with ships, all fighting one another. You see pirates flying through that detritus, that debris, and there are smaller ships that are covered in kind of ratty bones and carapaces. Seem to be made from something here on Miocenis. You seem to be seeing a war between the Vinsir, or the forces of Miocenis itself, and the occupying forces as well, mixed in with pirate folk.
So tell me, do you have any way to be able to obscure this vision that's been put in me?
What do you mean?
Like Sylvia being able to see through me constantly.
So Abraxas tells you in your mind's eye that she can only hear what you verbalize externally. She cannot hear your thoughts.
Oh, joy. I'm going to step through the crack.
You
Does
step.
that mean that if he sign languaged, it wouldn't?
You can, if
Then
she
wouldn't
can
it take
see
place?
it.
Out of my sight.
Yeah, you sign
I
language
have
off
to
to the
write on a
side.
pad of paper to tell everyone what the hell's going on.
You go to step through the crack and it wavers and diminishes.
You've exhausted your crack.
Oh no. Should have just stuck with the crack. Alright, well then I will start heading in the direction that I've been ordered to by Sylvia and frickin' Araxis.
Well, she had ordered you to find the nearest spaceport and then identify where the pirates might arrive. So
Did I see any...
you're not
thing
sure
in
where
the
that
crack?
is at the moment. The crack didn't show anything other than a fight in the skies. Maybe your friends would know.
I surely hope Nova is still... Wait, do I even remember where Stuckfoot is now?
Give me a brains roll.
Oh. Come on, Stuckfoot.
It's gonna give you
Natural
a shield
20.
direction
That's
like east.
20. Kaizen, I'll give you two choices. One is that you happen to have an eidetic memory for locations. So once you've been to a place once, you'll never forget it. Or you know the shortest path there because of some shortcuts know who showed you, allowing you to travel faster on foot.
Travel faster always if I know a place, or just this time?
It would be any place that you and know who have been.
Oh. Let's
So
do
lots
that
of places on Miocenis for now. All right.
Yeah.
So you immediately go to take the know who's shortcuts, and as you find yourself on the edge of a ridge, looking down at something that can only be called a mudslide, you prepare to go down it very quickly.
Great. All right. Well, then I take my faceplate off and I sit on it and I go whee, and I ride it down the freaking mudslide.
Give me an agile roll. We'll see how successful you are on the way down this mudslide. Not terrible.
20.
You're able to do it without taking any injuries, and you just start zipping back towards where you believe Stuckfoot to be, bouncing across
Right.
some of the terrain. We now fade back over. Nova and Clay, some large object lunges towards you and snaps out with a very sharp beak. What do you do?
No.
You say no. The creature kind of stops, pulls its head back a little bit, and looks at you strangely.
That's very rude and not how you treat guests.
Guest.
That's right, guest.
You're no guest. You're no family.
Not family, guest. We would like to be friends and are here to talk to you.
My job protect. You're not liver here.
We're
Here.
not dangerous.
Yes.
Clay, you're not speaking this thing's language. You're just agreeing with Nova.
Yes.
Oh, I can understand it. That's right. Yeah, I'm just like,
It's
yeah,
just
I'm
sitting
like,
there going.
I'm like rapper hype man. Like, yeah.
She said.
Hey, yeah.
All right. So as this creature like darts its head a couple times, and Clay, just for a split second, you thought it was just about to strike you, and then it just keeps like chirping at Nova.
Yeah, like I mimic its head movements because I'm like worried that it's gonna like bite me.
Nova, give me a charming roll. We'll just see
Do I
how
help in
successful you are
any
with this thing.
way?
Just moving your head, no.
Well, no, I'm like the hype manning guy.
Just hype manning.
Yeah.
I'll
I
allow
mean, listen,
you.
A
I'll
lot
allow
of its
you.
tone.
I'll allow you to roll charming to assist Nova and see if you can
Great.
add on to that roll. She only
I
got a 10.
will. Can I use courage on this one? Because looking danger straight in the face.
I'd say yeah. This thing is a bit dangerous. An 18 gives you a +2 to the roll. So Nova, you'll get a +2 on this.
My hype
this
man.
roll.
Yeah.
You got this.
Ooh, 15's better with +2 is a 17.
With, yeah.
So the creature kind of stops and waits. So no intruder.
No, of course we're not. Do we look like intruders?
You colorful. You have dwarf.
What?
You have dwarf.
Oh no! He's a nice dwarf.
Nice.
Yeah, he actually is friends with animals.
You calling me animal? I'm proud warrior.
No, I'm just saying he is friends with animals, which means he's a nice guy.
Nice guy.
Nice guy.
Strong guy.
Strong guy. I mean,
How many enemies has he felled?
lots probably.
You, strong warrior.
There's lots of different kinds of strength. But yeah.
Time for weakling.
No, I'm not a weakling. I'm strong I have emotional strength, okay?
Emotional strength.
Emotional, yeah.
A new one. Emotional strength. Orc.
What?
Green-skinned person.
What about green-skinned persons?
Emotional strength.
Yes! Like orcs. And they're like, but I'm sociologically adept at... Yeah, whatever it is you're saying, it's probably right.
Clay, give me an aware roll while Nova's talking to this giant
You got it.
creature.
Huh.
With 16, you're able to see that there's like a figure that's kind of hunched over walking through the marsh nearby. It starts heading in your direction.
Okay, I want to not give off that I've seen it and just see what it's doing.
It seems to be
First.
watching you to see why you're here.
Have you maybe mentioned why we're here or who we're here to see? I'm sure you're having a lovely conversation.
Oh, it's a good idea. So we're here to make friends with, the person who lives here. I feel like I remember her name, but Shannon doesn't.
You make friends, kids?
Make friends, kids?
Make friends, kids?
I'm not 100% sure what you're saying, but yes.
I was told, keep all away. Everyone away.
Oh, well, did they say us specifically? Because I mean, everyone's more broad, and there's like specifically us, and so that would be different because we're not everyone, we're us.
As you're talking there, the figure in the distance just kind of steps forward. I don't want any trouble. I think both of you should leave before I have to sick my battle pet on you.
This one?
Yes. Jaro,
What's their name?
back up. And you see the big chicken like
Just
step back a couple of steps. You see it step back a couple of steps and just kind of look at both of you.
Howdy. Don't mean any trouble. Honest.
True.
Nova, are you hiding your ears?
Probably not.
And you see her
I'm
off in
really
the
bad
distance.
about it.
The figure that's like standing there goes, don't trust him. An elf, the dwarf, two of you out here. Flash earlier.
All right, here. How about this? Because like I have my pack, I have everything on me. I will like unclip my belt with my sword and gun and let it just fall to the ground. I'll like take my pack and set it like out of reach. That's all the stuff that I don't have anything on me to fight
It's
your.
more what you
very
will
fierce
bring
assault.
that I'm concerned with. This.
Oh, do you know anything about what they do with criminals, dwarves?
So you're
at all?
a criminal as well? I should have figured you are with an elf.
Okay, now look here, lady.
I mean,
or
that's a
ma'am.
you're illegal to exist, so that does track though. I like, you know, and I am a
That's
criminal.
very insulting. I'm just saying, like, being illegal is not my fault. I didn't commit crimes. I was just bored.
Right. I did commit crimes, to be
That's
fair.
true, he did.
Yeah.
Mm.
But against the Empire mostly. So
You hear like the individual just kind of clearing her throat. Look, this area, it's very special, and the magics
Lovely.
that I have weaved around here are very dangerous to you and to anyone that would come upon these lands. You should turn around and leave now.
We need help, though.
hey,
I have no help to give outsiders. All you're doing is bringing trouble, bringing danger. And we have too much precious cargo to deal with that kind of threat.
With all due respect, there was trouble here well before we got here.
I know. Why do you think we put up such securities?
I understand. What I'm saying is that Clay and I honestly want to help around here and help
Give
the people
me-
who live here.
Give me a charming roll. So the individual standing there is like talking to you. You see them like set their arms and their teeth a little bit. And off in the distance, you hear someone else. Dorothy? Hold on, I think they're okay.
Dorothy?
And you see the giant chicken bird thing turn and like look over, start moving back across the muck. And a halfling comes walking out across the greens.
Oh, I
Hi.
didn't see you there.
You're in need of help, and it seems like you are individuals who are not intending harm.
wait, also, this might seem like a weird question. Do you all remember what you've been doing for the past 6 months?
Oh, of course, I've been taking care of an orphanage.
Oh.
We
They
have an
didn't-
orphan.
I didn't know you had those.
We
around here.
have kept it very quiet. The Empire's been a bit hot recently, and
Say that again.
we didn't want any trouble, so Dorothy here agreed to lay some various wards and traps around the woods, and our orphanage stays under the radar, as it seems. Hi, Lancel. He puts his hand out to you.
Hi, Lancel.
Meet you.
I'm Nova. I'm an orphan.
Well, I'm sorry, we do take younger orphans.
Oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant, because I actually had a mom. She's just not my biological mother. But it's really cool what you're doing.
Well, thanks. I mean, I grew up here and with my sister, and this place was really difficult, to say the least. So, figured with what opportunity I had that I would try to spread some of that to others.
Wait, are you from Avalon?
No, I'm from Miocenis.
Alright, got it. Weirdly enough, I'm also an orphan.
Well, look at all of us then. Dorothy's off to the side going, bunch of liars.
Liar.
Excuse me! You think I'm lying about being an orphan?
That'd be a weird thing to lie about.
I know, right?
Let me just go ahead and brag how I don't know who my mom or my dad are, and I grew up in the dirtiest parts of the dirtiest slums in Avalon. Oh, I'm very proud of it all.
Yeah.
There's a bit of an agreement type quirk from the blade beak near to the side as Jaro kind of goes, all right, well, if you're all happy, I'm gonna go hunting. And you see him like turn and go bobbing off into the swamps.
It's adorable.
Oh, you.
Did I understand that?
I don't
Or is
know
that
if
like-
that's exactly true, but Bright Eye says he's okay.
Bright Eyes?
Oh yeah, Skixon friend of mine.
All right.
Oh.
Are they in charge? Is
Are
there...
you sure you're friends and not like
That's
Anyway.
a very presumptuous question. Nova.
So as we see
you
all
just
of
met
you
these nice folk.
speaking to these individuals, and Lancel turns and goes, well, come on, let's get it out of the cold, out of the rain. Just over this hill here, we'll get you in some, well, we'll get you a fire at least. And you see everybody walking over the hill, and the scene fades to black as we go to our break for tonight. Thank you all for watching, everybody. Hope you've been enjoying yourselves. We will be back in about 10 minutes. Get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink, do whatever it is that you do when we're not online.
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
Bye.
All right. Thank you
Doing
again,
it.
everyone. And goodbye. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dreams of Silver and Stone. Hope you have had a good break. I know we have. I got to have some delicious Castelvetrano olives and some drinks. That was nice.
Gesundheit.
What kind of olives?
Castelvetrano. They're a green olive. They're a tiny one, and they're delicious. Anyway,
Face is a tiny green
your
hole.
face is a tiny green olive.
It's
Hi, everyone. We're returning to the scene of the crime. Nova and Clay have just found an individual that they've spoken with that has an orphanage that's been hiding on Miocenis, trying to stay out of political affairs. And it's some faces that some people that might have been around with us in the before days might have recognized. For those of you that didn't, they're characters from a previous campaign. So we move back over to Kiarra.
If you know, you know.
I'm blowing into my pizza rolls.
Kiarra, your pizza rolls can wait.
That's a lie.
You had a break to eat your pizza rolls.
I had a break. I had 10 minutes, and 7 of those were cooking these in the air fryer, and the other 2 before
That's
I
not
came
my
onto the screen were
fault.
pooping.
You should
So,
you should have done all of those things before the stream started.
what are you, a teacher?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. So, Kiarra, you are
Dictate pooping.
you have just climbed out of the waterway and ended up in part of the Overcity in the Empire's nobility quarter, where they house military houses and individuals who are close and important to the Empire. There seems to be a procession of some
Definitely.
kind that
Okay.
is going on the streets in front of you. And
Like a funeral procession? Like, how irreverent am I about to be in this situation?
you can't tell from this position. If you get closer, you might be able to determine it. But it is
Could
currently in
she-
your way. That bridge is necessary for you to get back to where you're trying to find a lesser noble, one of your friends.
Could she Ferris Bueller it? Is that? I think that's what we're trying to figure out.
I was more thinking weekend at Bernie's, but okay.
All right.
Maybe a hybrid of
So
the
Kiarra,
two.
if you will, you can move and then react, and move and then react like we've done before, just to
Sure.
determine what you want to do. There is a bit of a degree. There's a section of the city that is below you, but it is 40 feet below you. So that would be a bit of a
I jumped
thing.
and landed 20 feet fine. It's fine. I'm going to go just off to the side so I can get a better view at whatever the hell this procession is.
All right, so you move down to the side, but then again, the procession's up on an upper bridge with a
Oh.
barricade on either side that are to protect
I knew
the
that a little
individuals
closer.
crossing the bridge. It's hard to see, but you can give me a aware roll, and I'll see if you can determine anything.
How about a 22?
22. With the 22, you can hear the sounds of celebration. You can hear cheering off in the distance.
Probably not a funeral.
Someone seems to be giving a bit of a minor speech somewhere nearby, and you get the hint of a successful campaign of some kind.
Gross. Politics.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
It's not Aurora giving this speech in any way, correct?
No, it is not a roll.
Okay, cool. I mean, I guess I could just try to go on the bridge and pretend I like politics. Oh, there's so many people on this fucking bridge. Oh my god.
There's a lot of people here, yes.
Right, fuck it. We're gonna try to just get on the bridge, because at this point, less than one fuck is given, so.
So you start moving past this other individual, kind of looks over. Let's see if they notice anything out of the ordinary from you. You just walked
I'm deaf,
out of.
so I don't know what you're talking about.
You just walked out of the waterway. You're drenched, and your makeup is gone.
And still pretending to be drunk,
Mm-hmm.
All of those things fit that particular look.
right?
So that person is currently preoccupied with their thoughts. They don't seem to notice the strangeness that is you. So you can go ahead and move another bit of distance here as you head up on towards the bridge.
She loves me. She loves me now.
So you walk up the stairwell and come up around the corner to see a large, older dwarven man standing there before you. As you come around and he looks you square in the eyes, he obviously can't avoid seeing something out of the ordinary. And you're wearing a jacket that's too big for you, that has security, that has a male name obviously on it,
Yeah.
and they see someone who is a little bit tinier than that, and
That's
obviously.
rude.
So
Maybe I never hit puberty. Go fuck yourself, dude.
as you
Sizist,
stand there,
sexist, gender norms. This is
I gotta
all
make
ridiculous.
I gotta make a roll
It's
here.
gross.
Give me
Yeah,
a high
kill
or low.
Low.
All right, low, she says. All right. So you come around the corner and you see this individual kind of stop you and, hey, have I seen you around somewhere before?
I don't know. Have you?
Are you happy?
Are you all right?
Pretty much. I'm gonna get uncomfortably close to him because that worked the last time. If I just get real close and lean up on him and just smell like booze and probably, well, not sewage because it wasn't a sewer, but you know.
All right, you get real close.
There's no like tactful way to use a stun rod on someone, is there?
There's
Like,
no
you can't do that
tactful way. I mean, you could
stealthily.
try to hide it a little bit, but it's going to be very hard to not notice an electric prod going into someone's gut. So you're where are you hiding that right now? By the way, it is a 3.5 foot long rod
I was gonna
with
say my
barbed
pants,
copper
but that's
tips.
Very
so-
happy to see me.
Exactly. Listen, I might be a skinny dude in your mind. However, I'm packing. I don't know. Where would I keep it?
You got your coat.
I mean, I am security, so I can just carry it. It'll be fine.
Just carry it exposed on your hip and a belt that's very obviously too large for you.
That's fine.
So you get right up in their face.
Yeah, it has notches. It's fine.
You get right up in their face, and then this individual's like, personal space much? Wait.
Fuck.
You're Elena Vero.
Do I play this on? I don't have high charming, but I do have. I'm guessing you'll still let me use hidden rabbits, and if I use,
Well, he's already identified you, so
so that's not good. Do I just stun him and run?
they're right on this bridge full of people.
Listen, I guess I could try and run the other way. What's he gonna do? But there's a bunch of people he could yell after. If I were to, like, let's say, jump off the side of this bridge into what's below, how far is that?
You're now 50 feet up.
Interesting.
Do you have the authority? Like, if he recognizes you, just say, "Damn right I am," and shut your face, or I'll have you murdered.
I could have the authority, but I don't. I think it's more Aurora's authority, and I'm scared that he's gonna go tell Mom.
Fair.
So how do you react to him calling you by name?
I'm gonna jump off the side of the bridge.
You just turn and go to leap off the bridge.
It worked once. We're doing it again.
He tries to grab a hold of your
Maybe-
coat. Give me an
Maybe
agile roll.
Aurora will think I committed suicide and then leave me alone.
Maybe you'll actually commit suicide and then she'll leave you alone.
No, hell,
Critical
19.
failure.
No! Not allowed. There we go.
Ooh.
So much better.
All right,
24.
so with a 24, you're able to get out. He tries to grab a hold of your coat, and you just kind of twist and
Yeah.
slip, and then you turn and you go to jump. You hear the sounds of gasping from everybody around that's watching you, and you swan dive off the side of this thing,
This is an
careening
elaborate
towards the ground 50 feet below. Kiarra, how do you attempt to avoid just becoming a pancake at the bottom of
Tuck
the
and
street?
roll, bitch!
Give me an agile roll then as you attempt to tuck and roll. Ooh. All right, you shall be having the damage as you hit the ground from this height.
Cool. That's probably still most of my hit points.
You
Oh, no,
take
easy.
15 points of damage from the fall.
That's easy peasy. I'm fine.
As you slam into the ground, kind of spin, and slap your hands against it, and just try to catch yourself. It's just the wind was just blasted out of you, and you find it hard to stand up. From that
That's
distance,
okay, because I'm going to play dead for a short while to make sure anyone who's looking from above thinks I'm dead.
from that distance, you will be taking 2 wounds.
Oh, that's okay.
Where did those wounds go?
We'll do just my whole left side. So my left arm, left leg.
All right, there's a blinding flash of pain for a second, and that sickening, like, pit of your stomach, I know I've hurt something sensation. And as you stand up,
something's broken.
you can tell that your shoulder is dislocated slightly, your ankle is twisted.
That's fine. Who needs an ankle?
As you
Well,
land
hold on,
amidst
did
the
I
street,
check to make sure no one was staring at me so I could pretend to be dead?
you did not do that. You just leapt off, and then you started getting up.
I mean,
Give me a high or low one more time to see how busy the street is you've just landed on.
low.
All right, low, she says. Okay, there's a moderate amount of traffic, and as you smash into the ground in front of an automated carriage, and they have to slam on the brakes and kind of twist the vehicle to the side,
Oops.
and you stand up, a whole bunch of people turn to stare at you. You hear the sound of peacekeepers
Olé!
in the distance as they start moving to see, people are shouting, do you need help? Other people are just aghast that this person just threw themselves off the bridge. A couple of other individuals seem to recognize you as who you are.
Fuck.
And the peacekeepers begin rushing in your direction. Where do you go? You got to the right,
Away.
under the bridge, is towards the direction of your friend, but there is a lot of street there. You could head off into an alleyway.
No, I'm just gonna beeline it for my friend.
You start rushing in that direction and heading down the street, hobbling a little bit. You see a few peacekeepers angling in on you. How do you wish to try to avoid them?
That's a good question, Ty. That's a great question.
There's trash bins and servant bots nearby. There's automated carriages in the street. There's crowds walking up and down this crowded thoroughfare where a lot of, merchants' shops and things are.
Can I trip a service bot to where it careens in front of an automated carriage, causing a car wreck in trying to cause enough of a distraction to get away?
Do you wish to use your Jack's trick shot ability to try to attempt this? It would require 1 application of chaos to try
Sure,
to
let's do it. Let's do
Okay.
it.
Give me a agile roll. Get higher than a natural 5 to avoid chaos. That's a 16. You twist, you swing your foot down, you sweep the leg, and this automated repair drone smashes into the street and rolls, and a carriage crunches and crumples over it. The tires are destroyed, and it twists to the side.
Not very legal.
There's a rather large distraction, and you have a split second before those peacekeepers are now going to be coming at you for property damage.
That's fine. I'm already in deep, so just
right.
add them up.
Give me an agile roll as you attempt to sprint away as quickly as possible. Okay. Your leg.
Can I argue endurance? Can I argue that I have
Yes,
probably
you are.
ran away wounded before?
You are pretty messed up at this point. Endurance does count right here.
Could I also argue that, where is it? Running on the go could help me get a little bit more speedier?
Running on go. Let's take a look at that. So, Jumpy Jack, you gain the admitted initiative, plus 1 distraction from reaction faster than you can keep up with. So you will gain a distraction, but you are going to be able to immediately act faster than the police officers, than the peacekeepers. So that will give you a bit of an advancement on running away from them. So I will let you roll your agile 1 more time, and then we'll see what you have on them.
Oof.
That's an 8. That's not great.
Oof. No.
So both of these are distracted and dealing with the carriage. One of them gets a 5 and one gets a -1. So you're still making it away from these two peacekeepers. You rush down the street, sprinting away. Shouts of "Stop! Stop! Vandalism! Horrible person destroyed my carriage!" Yells
My
coming down the street.
cabbages.
My cabbages! And as we see Kiarra rushing through the streets and trying to lose people, give me an aware roll to try to slip out of sight.
11.
You're with an 11, you will be able to avoid all but one individual's eyes, which will still keep them coming after you.
And that one individual is the stupid time mage.
Okay. So
Tell me I'm wrong.
we see you run around a corner. We see you heading towards your friend's place. You can see the mansion up ahead. And you hear the shouts of a lot of different people, people gasping and holding their petticoats and fainting.
Clutching their pearls.
Clutching their pearls, yes.
Sure, yeah.
But you rush up to the door of your friend's place. And what do you do?
Please let me in. I need to come in right now. Please hurry up.
Slamming on the door as fast as you can. You find yourself at the abode of Marcus Fierro. You see, the door opens slightly, and a servant.
I'm body checking my way in. We're not doing the politeness here.
Give me a
I'm just
strong
body
roll as you
checking
try
the
to
door
body
open.
check through the door.
Okay.
This
yeah.
servant gets a 22.
Oh, damn!
You slam into that door, and they just push
Ow.
it shut on your face, closing it, and you hear a lock.
Not this hard. No, wait. I know. Marcus, please let me in. He knows me. He likes me. It's Kiarra.
You're
Please.
trying to break through the door.
Yes, because I'm being chased. Please.
You should have just said something instead of slamming the door.
Well,
Give me
I'm
a
saying
charming
so
roll
now.
to convince this servant that you're not a threat now.
Alright. Oh, yeah. -1?
That's a -1. They are not having it. The door is locked, and you hear them shouting out, "Leave, or we will call the peacekeepers."
Can I go around the back and try and, throw rocks at a window
You
to
go
try
around
and
the
get
side.
Marcus's attention?
Heading into an alleyway where you see servants moving about, bringing out refuse. Some automatons that are back there, are on a little bit of scaffolding and are cleaning the windows up above you. Just eek, eek, eek,
I
eek.
apologize for this in advance.
You throw a rock up at the window. Give me an aware roll to throw it at the window.
Please. Please. Fuck!
You miss. It bounces off one of the automatons' backs.
Well, my bad. My apologies.
You see the thing kind of turn and just tick, 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 and look down at you.
That was impolite.
I'm trying to get in the house. It was more of an aim for the window, and I just, listen, I had a very shitty day. Please just let me into the house.
Houses have doors for a reason.
Okay, I do not need the attitude. I already tried the door, and they are not happy with me. I need to get in.
I feel like they don't want you inside.
I feel like I know that.
Then why continue to try a fruitless
Because I
cause?
need... Okay, I'm not arguing with this fucking robot anymore. Done. I don't need to have this conversation, sassy robot. God, if I was a more petty person, I would have just used the soap opera on that robot. But I've reached my limit. I'm not doing it for petty.
There is a servant entrance around the corner. You can see individuals moving through.
We're going in the servant entrance.
You move over towards it as you go to head inside. Give me a high or low.
Hi, we'll switch it up. I'm sure I
Say
should
hi
have,
this
but
time. Oop. As you go to the door, you see
Definitely.
one of the servants kind of standing there, kind of turns back and looks at you, and behind them you see a security guard, arms crossed. Excuse me, you're not supposed to be back here.
Well, I'm supposed to be in the front door, but the servant who is there is kind of a piece of shit, so I'm trying to get inside the house any way I know.
You appear to be trying to break inside the master's manor. I cannot allow that.
He knows me. Just tell him Kiarra is here, and he will know me, and he will vouch for me, I swear to God.
Kiarra, eh? Donovan, come over here, please. You see, a smaller, an individual come running off to the side. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go tell the master of the house that there's a Kiarra here to speak with you.
Don't say my name like that. Sounds gross coming from your mouth.
Okay, Kiarra, got it. You see him just turn and
Not
go
how that
running
is pronounced. Okay.
back through the hallway.
Okay.
You're standing there in the way of the servants. You see some of them indignantly looking like, bitch, please, but they're being very polite and not saying anything because you're now
I'll punch you in the
blocking
throat.
their walkway to move about their business.
I'll move out of the way. I'm just
You go
staying
to the
in,
side.
Like,
They squeeze
Yeah.
past and start carrying things. Give me an aware roll.
Oh, good.
Ty, I'd like to give me a polite, like, no bitch face. Like, that's contrary in terms.
18.
As you're sitting there, one of the servants goes by, her head down low, dwarven female, and she just goes, "Thank you for moving," and just turns and starts to walk away. She seems to have a familiar face.
I'm gonna stop her.
You stop her and she turns back. Oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I did not intend to insult you.
You look familiar to me.
You? Oh, you're that lion's.
No, no, that is not where I know you from.
I shouldn't be speaking to you. I'm so sorry.
No, you
I'm so
should
sorry.
be. No, stay here. Can I try and figure out where I know her from?
You see her like shrug out of your arms and move away, white as a sheet, very scared and trying to avoid.
Oh my god.
Give me a
I
brains
understand
roll.
My girlfriend is a bitch. However, it is not me, I swear.
Give me a brains roll to see if you can determine what that is. As she
18.
turns and moves down the alley and grabs her things and looks back at you one time before going around a corner. She's got Charity's face, Clay's wife.
She's dead though, so that's not how that works.
Ew, why does she have a face? That's gross.
Who took her face? Charity?
She's gone, whoever it was.
Clay's gonna hate me. Found his wife. Maybe. Has, the small British child returned?
There is another servant a little while later that comes over and whispers in the guard's ear. And the guard turns to you. All right, you can come right this way, but please, don't touch anything or go into any rooms
I'm
you're
not going
supposed
to
go
steal his
into.
shit. I need a favor. If I needed to steal his shit, I would have taken a less direct route.
That is a very unladylike mouth that you have.
I am not a ladylike person.
And the guard turns and begins escorting you through the building. As you're traveling through there, you see other servants moving about. You hear the sounds of raucous laughter and gambling in a couple of rooms, and you see a large flight of stairs, double stairs, that you are led up. This opulent area filled with chandeliers and very expensive wood that has to be imported up to the top of the city. And you find yourself inside of a large room, a huge oaken desk, many different decanters and vintages of alcoholic beverages spread across it with a bunch of paperwork. And you see your friend Marcus Fiero standing at the side. He looks over at you. Oh, it's you. You call yourself Kiarra, and yet you wear the face of Elena Varro. Tell me why this is.
Because I am Kiarra, it is, I got this surgery to make myself look more as I am a human for the sake of apparently my girlfriend who was an absolute prick. So.
Elena Varro is in the protection of Miss Leon.
Don't get me started on that. It's creepy in every way, shape, and form, and I'm uncomfortable, and I need to get home.
You don't know.
That my girlfriend signed all of my life away to her because she owns me now? No, I do know that. It was given to...
No, I
was
know
just-
for a fact, as he puts his hand down on the desk, that you were young. You were a child that lived in the Undercities. You helped me quite a few times get better at some of my own personal tricks. And yet, you are the face of another woman I've already met.
Pardon?
You say you had the
Did I take someone's
procedure.
face? Because that makes me feel really gross.
So you had the procedure done. What procedure was this?
You want to make me not look like Kiarra? You know I was an elf from down there. That is not this. None of this is new news.
You see, that kind of surgery is outlawed.
Oh no! I did something illegal. This is a surprise to no one.
Come here for just a moment, would you?
I'm gonna use inconclusive insight. I don't trust that in any way, fucking shape, or form.
With inconclusive insight, this individual thinks you aren't who you say you are.
I should have stolen some of his shit on the way up so I could have proven it. I was thinking about it. I really was. I was going to be like, can I steal some of his shit so he knows it's me? Can I try and sleight of hand some of his shit from just behind me as I walk towards him?
You could attempt to. Give me an agile roll.
You could also try the answering question that only you would know.
I don't like that.
No, just do it. That's fair.
Rather have an 11, which isn't that great.
With an 11...
The answer to the question that only Kiarra knows is stealing things.
He very much sees you grab a few things as you're coming up. Goes down. Come here. He reaches over and grabs a hold of you, right by the edge of your shoulder.
That is gross. Did not touch
and kind of twists you around a little bit, roughly. Stand still. And you see him, dig at the collar of your shirt on the back. Interesting.
That's also not my color. This is something I stole.
It's
because
there.
I steal things.
But it is very tiny. She gave you someone else's body. He turns you around. You know, I've been in this business myself a little bit. It's distasteful. But I have found ways to replace individuals that have been entrenched in legal disputes in such a way. Usually I replace them with a already deceased body. But it looks like this one was taken. She already kind of had a thing for this individual, did she not?
Oh, that bitch. Hold on. First off, she gets on me about this stupid elf girl downstairs. Anyway, I'm going to need you to slow down and talk to me as though I am 5, because I'm not quite following this whole I was taken and put in a different body kind of thing.
Well, very simple. She did some very shady things.
No shit.
In order to take over a house and use you as the pawn to do it with.
Gross.
Poor thing.
There are so many new revelations happening in this very moment that I feel like as though I need time, but I definitely do not have time because she's probably coming to find me. Do you have a ship I can borrow to just take the Miocenis?
A ship? No, I don't have one you can borrow, but I could possibly get you a flight.
You put me in a box and put me on a ship to Miocenis. I do not care.
I can get you on a flight for a favor.
Okay. Hold on, I really want to ask what the favor is because I have a friend who just takes agreements to favors and it has really fucked us over, so I really want to know what the agreement is before I actually say yes, before I do it blindly.
Of course. Well, you see, Miocenis is currently under lock and key. There's a lot of individuals that live there, or that have been there, or that have left things behind that I would love to procure. Simple thing. There's a caravan that went missing within the swamps of Miocenis, belonging to a rival of mine, and some of the supplies that they have would get me a lot of clout with this household. But it is something that they are looking to recover, so it's on a bit of a timeline.
We are not going to play this very non-descriptive game, so you're going to tell me exactly whose the house is, what I'm grabbing, and how dangerous it is. I don't play this whole nondescript shit.
It's just House Chiron. I am looking at increasing my mercenary holdings.
Do I know this house?
Give me a brains roll.
Hey,
18. You have heard of it. House Chiron has been around since the old days of the monarchy. They sold forces to either side. Whoever paid the most money got the soldiers. They committed a lot of atrocities, kind of brought in the worst of the worst because it didn't matter as long as they were getting money and doing jobs, and continue to do that until this day. Individuals that tend to hire this group are looking for power more than legality.
Okay. That is fine. How much danger am I in if I take their shit? Next question.
I mean, if you're found, I'm sure they'd be quite pissed. And if you don't get it in time, I'll have to alert the authorities that you're there.
Pretty sure the authorities would already know that I'm there, but okay. Oh no.
Just saying, I mean, there's a bit of give and take here. You know how it
This
works.
is fine.
Honor amongst thieves and all that.
Of course. I will take your... Well, how will I get it to you as soon as I get it on Miocenis? It's not like I'm going to have a ship to bring it back to you.
I have a warehouse you can drop it off at, and then we will recover it. As
Deal.
simple as that. If we have a deal, he writes down some stuff on a scrap of paper and hands it to you. It seems to be an address located on Miocenis.
If
Where addresses?
the crazy girlfriend comes by, you do not know me, you've never met me. I was never here, but I assume you already knew that.
Of course not. I would never oust you to anyone, dear. You have been such a friend of mine, and
It's the way you say that makes me believe you are lying through your teeth. But
give
I
me
don't
an
believe
aware roll.
you. He could just be shady, but also it makes it seem like he's lying, basically.
It's the British.
You can't tell.
pompousness, yeah.
You can't
It's
tell
the
if he's
pompous
lying or not.
douchey.
Yeah,
Fuck
he's
it,
got
oh
the
well.
Winston Churchill feel. It's
Yeah,
just like,
that's it. That's fine. Alright, I don't care enough. I need to get back to Miocenis, so we will go. Put me in a box!
roll.
All right then. If you
From
would
the
just
cherry.
travel down, there's a resting room. You can provide yourself some. There's some better clothes there. Something maybe a little more suitable to yourself. And of course, you can stay personally protected. There's some firearms, some knives.
I missed my guns, thank you.
We will take care of you, of course.
I'm just gonna
Only the
hand him
best,
the
my
stun
friends.
rod and be like, all I had was this, and it made me very upset. It is yours now. I don't want it. I don't want
These,
to look at it.
these things, poultry. He just tosses it aside.
How I felt too, but that was a better choice than my fists. So
Of course, of course. Well, then I shall bid you adieu. Have a nice evening. I'll send in my manservant to provide you with a meal. Do not leave your room until we travel in the dark of night. I do not want you to be ousted before we have a moment to make this deal. I'd rather not have that whole mess happen.
totally fine with me.
Kiarra makes her way down to a room where the security officer kind of drops her off, closes the door, and steps away. You've got an armoire there with various clothing in both men and women's fashion of the time, as well as a couple of hardier gear, usually for engineers and technicians, but stuff that you could wear. And there happens to be a small cabinet with basically a longsword, a couple of guns, a couple of cases of ammunition, and that's basically it.
Give me all the weapons. And then Anna's gonna go do a costume change.
All right. So as you get changed out and you start putting on the other equipment, and you get a gun holstered on either hip, you look into the mirror and you see some other person's face, and the scene fades out. We see Patchy in his cell, over and over again, waiting and trying to figure things out. Slop coming down through that ceiling grate, splattering on the floor. Eventually having to sneak little bits and pieces of it and eating it, but starting to waste away a little bit more and more. Unable to find enough ingredients necessary to create any of the even basest of poultices, it seems like the individuals that are providing you with the materials in this room know exactly what you're capable of and have been avoiding giving you any opportunities. After a while, there's a rattling on the grate. So, are we ready now to speak with Riska appropriately? You see a small weasel-faced Skixon, sticking his head down through the bars, very wiry, very lithe.
To who appropriately?
Riska?
Ow! Oh, that dumbass upstart. Where do you want? I'm just having a good old time here. This is
Of
vacation.
course you are! Of course you are! Such amenity, such brilliant extravagance. If only I had had as much as this when I was growing up.
You know, for a Vincier, you are awfully pompous. What, you are a dwarf wannabe? You an Empire wannabe? What's going on?
Oh, of course.
Are we ready to talk to each other?
I have no patience for deserters like yourself and think that we should have just torn out your spine a long time ago.
Oh, you mean traitors like yourselves who are turning your back against our first leader, Red Eye?
Red Eye was weak.
So I find a weak leader and then I turn my back against them and I'm a traitor? Look in the mirror, brother.
You left. Your skills could have been very useful, but you left. You left, and many more of us have died. And now that we happen to be diminished...
I'm sorry. I'm allergic to snobbery and people with their heads up their asses. You know, it's a little flaw I've got.
You're the other one that I see here with a head up its ass. You seem to think that we're gonna, be kissy-kissy with the Empire? You think that they're just gonna leave?
I mean, with the way you're speaking, I feel like you're already kissy-kissy with the Empire. You feel like you learn all your tricks from them.
I see you wish to just spend another week here in the dungeon. All right.
Like I said, I'm having a fun time.
You see him just, his head just goes back up through the grate, and he leaves you alone.
You think they got me?
As you sit there, another day passes and another day passes. Give me a tough roll, or succumb to minor delusions.
No, I want to try to create more than a pestle or whatever I need. Also, can I just reach into the thing to get my Brewster stuff?
Reach in? You can't. No.
What? I failed before. Maybe I succeed now.
You have failed because they've put mithril lining in the walls.
Oh, well, I should know how to counteract that somehow.
+1 to your next roll,
Yeah,
Patchy, for
+1.
McSherry.
So, Patchy, give me a tough roll. You get the +1 for McSherry. $13.
Yeah. So what happened with that one?
All right, with that 13, it has been quite a bit of time that you've been stuck down in here. Your skin is starting to slough off a little bit. You're feeling pretty awful. You've missed so much time. You have no idea how long you've been down here. And as you're staring around the room, you see someone standing in the corner. Well, standing. They're back to you. A bit of smoke rising from a cigarette in hand. And the figure turns while holding a book. Why, hello, son. Sleeping well? As your father from hundreds of years ago is now sitting there, intending to speak with you. It's usually
really?
one of those evenings.
You're getting all delusional, Brain, really? I'll hit no, come on. We're better than this. We know this.
Oh,
Still
that's
there?
someone that I have raised who does nothing more than violence to themselves in a moment when they should be figuring a way out of this predicament, right? Takes a big puff off the cigarette.
You don't know nothing, Dad. I'm trying my best to get out of here. Also, don't talk to me about violence. I don't know much about my dad's background. I don't have anything to use against him. I didn't even know I had a dad. That's dumb.
Everybody does.
I know, but I don't know anything about my dad.
As he looks at you, he goes, "That's not how I taught you to behave. You seem to be missing the most glaring and obvious solution to your problem. You will never be able to accomplish anything inside of a box. You need to think outside the box."
Oh, I see. Figment of my imagination. You're suggesting I should play by their rules. Oh, I see. You know what? You're really disappointing to be a manifestation of my dad from my own brain. I thought my brain knew better than that. Okay, voice in the sky. I'll take your little hooks. Oh my God! I can't take it anymore. Please, I'll talk to Three Eyes. Anything but this.
Your father, glares at you. What a ninny. And then starts to fade out.
Oh my my God, I am going insane. If you'd leave me here for, I'm gonna go all brainless, and I won't be able to help at all. Oh my God, I will address your highness with all the glory that he deserves.
Give me a charming roll. Let's see if you can call back the guard. Oh, nice. You still got a 12. You see the weasel-faced individual kind of open up a little trapdoor and stick his head down. That's more like it. Sounds like you're looking for an opportunity, you know? Maybe to do better via your own
Yes.
people, via your own
I have
kind.
learned my lessons. I have betrayed. I've turned my back on the original values of Monsieur. Oh my God, I can't wait to serve the God Emperor of three scars. I'm sorry.
Three skin.
Not 4, but 3.
Listen, it was not a good operation, okay?
This individual seems to be oblivious to the fact that you're also kind of being sarcastic, just wanting to believe that you want to believe. And as he sits there, he goes, yes, you see the light. Here. You see like a rope get thrown down through the roof hole towards you. Climb up, and we will escort you to speak with His Eminence.
Oh, of course. The stories about three skins is this is. I mean, what's mercy is not exaggerated. I knew it was all Empire propaganda.
As you mulingly climb up the rope, you get to the top, and you see a few of the other Vincier around you, like standing with weapons. This way, follow us. We were just having dinner and thought you might be interested.
Oh my God, dinner! How lucky me! I won the lottery!
As you walk down the hall with them, heading towards this other room, the smell of dinner, however, is something your body can't really resist that much. It is an incredibly intoxicating smell because you've had nothing but garbage for like 2.5, almost 3 months probably.
Oh, can I eat? Please, can I eat?
You can eat only after you have sat down and had a bit of a word with the Three Scars.
All right. I cannot wait to gaze upon the glorious visage of Three Skins.
As you are escorted through the door, they have you sit down in a wooden chair, where they shackle your legs to the chair and your arms to the table. As they do so, you see a cloche, not a very good-looking one, dented and battered, but underneath of it, the smells coming out of it are very strong and very nice. And then the 2 guards stand off on either side of the room. The third one, the Weasley one, steps outside, and after a short period of time, the door opens up, and Three Scars, looking more hale than last time you saw him, steps through the door, pulls a chair out, just squeaks across the floor, and then just takes a seat in front of you. And he lifts off the cloche, and you can see, a vast array of various different things that pretty tasty looking. Some meats, some spiced carbohydrates of some kind, probably related to mushrooms, and some sauces and some cheese. And he just sits there and he starts eating it in front of you.
Can I have a little bit of the cheese?
No, hold on. Oh, yes, they did an excellent job in the kitchen. Oh, my goodness. This is delectable. I definitely
You do
appreciate
realize
this.
that skicks and brain cells deteriorate after 3 months of non-nourishment? So if
Oh,
you
I
need
know.
anything in this year, I better eat something.
Oh, you know what? Where are my manners? Here,
Yeah.
I have something for you. He stabs his fork into a piece of cheese and then just tosses it over in front of you on the table. You can't quite reach it with your hands because they're chained to the arms of the table, so you have to use your face. The first few bites of that are insanely good because your body is definitely missing fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. And even though you are insanely upset and frustrated and angry with this individual across the table, part of you, in a gross way, feels thankful that you got to eat that.
It feels so weird in my headphones.
The worst ASMR.
Now, isn't that good?
Just a second.
And there's none left.
One more bite.
Just a crumb left. There was just a crumb. So.
Oh, there's another piece. I just need to get this one tiny speck with my tongue.
Silverback, pay attention. This is below you. Beneath you. You used
you're
to
the
be
one
once...
who put me in a dungeon for 3 months.
You used to be so proud and so strong and so opinionated. I mean, you still are that, I suppose. So, what happened? Why would you give up and run out? And faking your own death, and Red Eye went along with it cowardly.
Because you were using my my research as a weapon of mass destruction, killing thousands and millions.
It was a good weapon.
That was supposed to turn us back to halflings, you idiot. I mean, I'm sorry.
What purpose
Your
is
Holiness,
there?
God Emperor Three Skins.
You seem to forget that now we have benefits we never had as halfling. We are immune to diseases, to poisons. We can climb into areas other people cannot reach. We can dislocate our bones, our jaws, and squeeze through tiny locations. We cannot be tied and tethered. And you wish us to go back to being squat people? It's ridiculous.
We're not just fucking fighters, you idiot. We were old culture. We had art. We had old.
And we still do, and we still can. And yet,
I can't even say half of the things I can say. I can't even say my name when my hands are tied. I need to do this thing, but I can't because it's tied here. Why is this? Wait, my earphones.
We both know.
Why does this mean Silverback? I still don't get it.
Silverback, we both know you can speak out loud.
No, you don't.
I was there! I was there before you were this!
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've always been petulant and weird.
I'm a Skix, and all I can do is tap my toes and say things like that.
Then fix the problem! You can speak because of your amazing inventions. You've given existing extensions on life. Look at me. I am hale, I am stout, and I am over 2,000 in Skixen years. You happen to think that these capabilities, these wondrous inventions you're able to create, shouldn't be used on us? Are we not worth your effort?
I'm using it on us. I just don't want it to turn into freaking chemical weapons that melts people's faces.
Look,
based on race.
The easiest ways between 2 points is a straight line, and removing this threat to our kind and to our world is paramount. They will never leave of their own accord. Are we in agreement on that?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. That ham looks really tasty.
Oh, this ham.
Yeah,
it is really tasty.
Mm.
Tell you what.
Now that's gone. Yes.
Agree with me on one thing, and I'll give you a bite of the next one.
Okay, what am I agreeing on?
Agree with me that the Empire is not likely to just step aside and leave.
Yes.
Excellent. You see him carve off a slice of ham and toss it to you? Now agree with me that the Empire does not respond to anything that it deems a threat to its sovereignty with anything other than violence.
Sorry, it's hard to eat it. Just a big chunk I ate.
I'll give you just a moment. It's fine.
I mean, you have a point there, but you know.
See? And you see him put grapes on the table in front of you?
I still don't understand how killing kids... how killing kids is... makes your point.
Indiscriminate targeting, there is unfortunately circumstances by which bystanders will be damaged. They will be lost. In all wars, it is only the naive that believe that casualties of war are not going to happen.
Yeah, that's why I was suggesting we should throw it into military settlements, not fucking towns.
The Empire is housed in the towns. There are no purely military settlements because they moved themselves away from the Great War. They think this is a time of peace. All of their outposts are in the cities.
So what do you want from me?
I want you to work for us. I want you to create, again, we'll start small, things that can heal, that can rebuild our forces. Many of us are damaged, many of us are wounded. The Vinsir is on its hind end, its last legs.
And putting me into a dungeon for 3 months and killing my 2 loyal apprentices helps this how?
You are always a struggle and a very willful individual whose first instinct is to run.
I'm listening.
So it is necessary for me to soften you up just a little bit so you're willing to actually have this kind of conversation.
Yep. Just begin.
You needed to be able to hear me because you don't listen.
I mean, an invitation would have been nice. Like, I mean,
I've given you invitations in the past. Then you went and killed yourself to hide from me.
Sure, all right. Put me in a room. I'll work on the stuff. Just give me more food, please.
Of course. The scene fades to black as we
By
see...
the way, just a second. I just want to address the asshole gentleman in the corner. You happy? This is what you wanted.
Yes.
Ew.
You dick. I'll find a way. Sorry, you were saying.
So, you happen to have the shackles loosened. You happen to have chains between your ankles and your hands that go a certain distance now. And they start parading you through the compound, moving you into a small...
What happened to Fidget Claw?
What happened to Fidget Claw? You ask him as you're traveling. Fidget Claw has been dealt with.
Cool. Oh yeah, where's my cat, Felicia?
Oh, her name's Felicia. Well, she's a personal pet now. And as long as you are working with us, I see no reason why she doesn't need to become the next ham you eat.
Yeah, no, great. I like that idea. I am very excited for our future, for our collaboration. I'm sure it will go so well, and it will most certainly end with a nice bang.
Of course. You know, trust is a two-way street.
Yes, of course.
We'll work together. We'll accomplish the Vinsir's goals, and you will someday sit by my side again like you did with Red Eye.
Yeah. Well, wait. What's going on with Red Eye? Where is he?
He's dying.
Cool. Can I visit him? Can I say hi?
Oh, he's not here.
Well, where is he?
He's on the Western continent.
So come on,
suffering from multiple internal wounds, I'm assuming.
Well, no, let's go visit him. We used to be war buddies, Three Skins. Come on now.
No. At this point, the scene fades out, walking down the hallways, and we see Patchy with very limited supplies inside of a room, crafting for the Vinsir over the course of the next couple of months. And we shall return to that next week. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Not next week, week after next, because next week's our week off.
Did we get a Alchemist version of like the Fireman 1 movie intro, like beginning bits, like
pretty close to. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. We're gonna go around the table. We're going to say where you can find us, or more of us, or things that we're going to be doing soon, and give us your thoughts about tonight's episode. That's all we need there. We'll roll at random like usual, just to see who goes first. In this case, it's Kaizen. Steven, you're up.
Whoa. Hi, everyone. I am Steven, also known as Aldeviant Devil, and you can find me here on, well, every Thursday, actually, on regular Thursdays for this show, on the off Thursday, which is next week, for Misguided Souls. And then you can catch me also Tuesdays hosting Roll Charisma with the lovely Shannon over there. So, yeah, that's about it right now.
Great shows. What are your thoughts about tonight's episode?
Oh my god, what have I gotten into? that's going to be interesting to see play out. And I was rather entertained by Sinan's return. Patchy's scenes, I was dying. Oh, and the mess you've gotten into, poor Anna. Oh no.
I didn't get into this at all.
Seems like everybody's making.
Nowhere in the description that I gave Ty was this girl is the epitome of red flags. Never once.
It's almost like she's maybe not the same person you knew.
Right.
Who is?
Who is, honestly?
Not either.
I'm not
I
even
just don't
myself
know
anymore,
anymore.
so
Yeah. Uh-oh. Rob and Anna have frozen. They're
Put that
back.
in.
All right.
Headed places.
So, yes, we'll move right along from there to Sinan. Thank you for the glorious return, and we are excited to see more of what you do next time. So, give us what you're up to and what you thought about tonight's episode.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sinan. Hicks, happy to be back. I'm sad I missed 2 sessions, I believe.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot happened in those that time, and damn, I'm sad I missed it. And I'm sad me being absent led Ty to create this whole other storyline into me being tortured and working for genocidal maniacs, and me being tired and jet lagged enough to not be able to find proper retorts to his, terrorist logic. God damn it. But yeah, happy to be back. And yeah, you can find me here on Thursdays doing this. That's basically all the streaming I do. Love being here, love being part of this channel, and yeah, that's me.
And we appreciate you being here. It has been something was missing every single day. You know, Shannon did try to help us all feel better about you being gone by like yelling like crazy the first episode that you were not here. So
It wasn't on purpose. There was a lot of shit going on.
I mean, that's true. Nah, we're just playing, of course. But we're very happy to have you back. Speaking of, Shannon, you're up next.
Yes, Shannon. Hi. I am also. I guess you could totally just take everything that Steven said with the channel and then copy it for me.
You're on the same shows.
But yeah, so Tuesdays the roll charisma, and then Misguided Souls is this next Thursday, which I'm very excited about. I'm gonna put my bitch claws on and be all like, "Hey, do drugs and smile more." It's cool. I love saying that stuff. It doesn't taste like vomit in my mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but anyway, tonight, oh my God, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm actually really glad Sinan is back because then I feel less self-conscious about being loud. I am sad that you were in a hotel room and couldn't, but I guess it worked out anyway.
Did you only get one warning?
Is what it is.
You only get one warning? Yeah.
No, I got a second one later on. I don't know if you guys heard the shh.
No, I didn't hear that. And then I'm upset for Anna. Like, I'm sure Anna's fine or whatever, but like this is the second time she switched bodies around.
It is.
Ty comes at me after handing me new art, being like, "Hey, next time you play a character, don't switch bodies." I'm like, "I didn't ask for it, Ty."
I told you she looked different. It wasn't just the lighting. But yeah. And then Clay and I are kind of just lost and confused. Talking to Jaro though, and maybe meet Bright Eyes again, and Lancel, which is all a thing. So well done, Ty. You're both a genius and an asshole. So well done. Well done.
Okay, fine. I'm a genius and an asshole. I get it.
Those are complimentary things to say to your GM. I mean, honestly.
I suppose.
Right?
I suppose that's true. Anna, you're up.
That's your wife. I say that as your player.
Speaking of assholes. Hi everyone, I'm Anna, or your resident queen of apparently costume changes this, season. Because I've had 5 of them now? Just varying degrees of different costume changes, so that's fun. And body changes, apparently, as was said in chat by, I think, Strat. If we had a nickel for every time I changed character bodies, we'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's still a concerning amount based on what it's, what it's for. I didn't have Ty make me new character art. That was fully on Ty. I'm taking no responsibility for that. what you can see me here every Thursday, either playing Kiarra, who I'm having a great time coming back to being sassy because I wasn't there for a little bit, and then leading a group of horny teenage monsters as the caretaker for misguided souls, which should be interesting because tomorrow, next week they're in the hospital trying to talk to the family or the child themselves who's in a coma, thanks to one big bees. So that should be interesting. And then drugs are happening, and yeah, it's gonna be great. All of the drugs are happening, so it's a fun time. You guys should join us. It's just a tale of debauchery. And as for this, I think I'm really glad Sinan's back, so all of the heavy just character torture isn't just on Kiarra, it's also on someone else now. It's split, so it's not just me. No, I kid, Ty. I very much appreciate just the sheer amount of I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore, because I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And I miss Nobu. I already miss Nobu. So that's sad.
Oh, did you see Redemption in chat?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I did.
There is going to be a spectral Nohu that follows Kiarra around next episode.
I hate it so much. And then I already messaged Barty Time, letting him know that Jaro and Lancel are back. He was very excited. So he is already. The minute you said the word Jaro, I was like, hold on a second, and messaged him right away. But yeah, that's me. I love this game. I hate it, but I love it.
Oh my goodness. All right, and Rob, your turn. That's not a good analog.
Somebody take a screenshot. Oh.
Okay, it's gone. It's back. All right, there we go. Rob, you're up.
You can find me here on Thursdays. You can see me here Fridays, hyping up the sparrows when I can. And on the 18th, next Saturday, maybe we have something called the Unremarkables, a brand new Masks Next Generation game run by me. We have some very exciting books coming on, some old books, lots of new faces, which I'm very happy to be playing with. So we'll be passing information over to the socials soon. And
I'm gonna try readjusting our position here and seeing if you reconnect, because your audio was so poor.
It's our internet.
So I'm going to repeat what Rob said a little bit. This Saturday, we're going to be having, possibly having, what did you say?
Next
Saturday. Next Saturday, a brand new show in the Masks system called The Unremarkables. And I am looking so forward to seeing what that is. I have not been involved in most, 99% of this, so it's going to be a surprise to me as well. It'll be lovely. All right, everybody. And I am Ty. I'm Laud Evenstar on DeviantArt and Twitter. DeviantArt, not even over there anymore. DeviantArt sucks. Don't go there. It's dangerous and it's full of weird people.
Unless you want to pay us.
Unless you want to pay us, then that's fine.
We love you.
Laud Evenstar on Twitter and Twitch, and creator of Aether and Steamworks, we have here, which is now available on RPG with the final edition. The book, I've just ordered a proof, and we'll be getting that pretty soon, so hard copies will be out there for everybody that wants one of those. Yeah, other than that, yes, I run this game, I play, and I don't play, and I am part of the TNB's Power Hour on Monday. This Monday, we'll actually have a special guest on board to react to stupid and crazy news stories with us. So I don't know who that's going to be yet, because Bees is on that, but it's going to happen. And then, of course...
Are you jumping into our territory with guests, huh?
No, they're guests just to read stupid news stories. That's not the same thing. That would be like you having guests on to react with you. I mean, that's not something you're doing.
We're having ourselves react to us. Steven is like a guest in my heart all the time.
It's a co-host, not a guest. There's a prestigious point there, too. Anyway, yes, come back tomorrow night when Sparrows is on, and same time as usual. All of our shows currently are running at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 9 Eastern. And we will see Space Pirates as they start to deal with the horrible aftermath of 2 of the party members fighting each other to the death.
And
oh boy. And no hoop. Yes. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Goodbye. In 3, 2, I will transfer. So I swear, goodbye sometime soon. All right, bye.
Uh.
Yay.